And welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome to today's edition. We are excited to be back here. Welcome and welcome. Today is January the 16th, 2023. As you can see, the topic or discussion point, the road to 2023's elections. Welcome and welcome. Share the show while you are here. Today is a big day around the world in the United States for Blacks around the world, around the globe. Today is a big day. We want to welcome you. Good day, welcome. Great to see you, my man. Joseph Conto. Happy New Year to you, my brother. Welcome to today's edition. Welcome to the show. Please invite someone. Today promises to be very interesting. Sekou will be joining us momentarily. We are also anticipating the guys from Liberia. But while we are at this, please share the show. Please share the show. Smith, that way, my man. Happy New Year, my man. What's going on? Share the show, my man. Y'all share the show. Y'all share the show. Y'all share the show. Y'all share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Roger, welcome to the show. Roger, Abi, come on. Welcome to the show. Abim, come on. Welcome to the show. Sorry if I butchered your name there. Miata, Stella, Heron, welcome to the show. I met you for one of the very first time. It was good meeting you in California a few weeks ago. It was very good. Say Ali, welcome to the show. Betterment of Mama Liberia. We all want the betterment of Mama Liberia. My double advice to my Liberian people: vote ACO for the betterment of Mama Liberia this coming election, please. Okay, well, my man, we can try for running campaign on this station, yo. Yes, I really get it. Yeah. They're gonna make a brave man. So, my man, you running campaign? Yeah? You rather try small thing? You be running campaign all around it, man. You want to bring noise in the time? I start running campaign in the time that what wrong with you? You're gonna be running campaign at all. But let's share the show, guys. Share the show. Like I said, Sekou will be joining us here in a moment. We are ready to go. We have a lot of things to talk about. Just a lot to talk about. But let's share the show, guys. Please share the show. Share the show. Invite someone. Today we are going to be having a lot of talking. We will not play music today. Instead, we will listen to Senator Prince Johnson's audio recordings. We have a lot to talk about. Just a lot. Just too much. Yeah, somebody said I should ping the Cash App. Yeah, Sekou will make available the Cash App here soon. We have a lot to talk about. And we have people who, the good thing about it is we have lots of good people, mature people following us. They don't write. We call them the silent majority. The silent majority don't write. They don't say much. But they do follow us religiously. We do get feedbacks here and there. But let's share the show, guys. Please. Please, I want my mail lazy man. I share the show. I beg you, my people. Yeah, let's share the show. It's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, let's share the show. Yeah, let's share the show, my people. Yeah, let's share the show before we get into other news and play the recording for you to listen to it. The Prince Johnson's recording. Not that we are giving any credence to Prince Johnson or whatever it is, but it's part of the Liberian politics. We listen to Prince Johnson here and there. Not that I personally, in my personal view, trust him or whatever not, but he makes some factual points that even though we don't support him, we might not like him because of his participation in the war. But the truth of the matter is he has the ability to say the truth when he wants to say the truth. He knows things that we probably are not aware of. And so we want to use this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you. Again, let's share the show, guys, as we're getting prepared here for the local thing, the show. I won't say the show will be music, but the show will be very interesting. Happy New Year to you. If we haven't spoken or we have not been in touch, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. As we're getting close to the elections, a lot of things will be happening. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Please, let's share the show, guys. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. A lot of people have been speaking out. Most recently, I heard one of my friends. I was actually. I'm not going to say that one, but I know where I was yesterday when I when I listened to a conversation from a friend, Darlington. I listened to him briefly. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff is happening. As you are all aware, you did see on social media. I'm not sure what they were trying to prove with Vice President Jose Yumampuaka. Apparently, these guys have not yielded to our advice. They've not listened. They continue to do what they want to do amidst everything else that's going on. But again, as they put these things out, we will talk about them. There are some things that we don't want to talk about, but we're constrained to talk about it because we got to bring you the facts. When they project lies, we have to bring you the facts and update you with the facts because it's about the facts. It's not about lies. It is about the facts. And so I know we had Asu and what he named. We had Dwalu here last time. We also had what's his name? Lofa. We check on the availability here as this conversation goes on to see if they can chime in really quick. Again, we're anticipating the guy from Liberia. Share the show, guys. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. As always, we want to welcome you to today's edition, to this Martin Luther King's Day in the U.S. Well, it's well celebrated. It's well celebrated. It is well celebrated around the nation. Commemorated. There's a lot of things going on in the U.S. But let's share the show because we want to talk about interesting things as well. Martin Luther King, as you all are aware, a lot of his different speeches. Sometimes I listen to him a lot. I tend not to use his speeches because it's meaningless to just speak words and people are not even paying attention or not willing to adhere to some of these things. So sometimes it's like, okay, what's going on? But again, there's a lot of things we have to talk about. There are a lot of things we have to talk about. So please, let's share the show. Let's share the show, guys. I'm getting some information here. A lot of information. A lot of information rolling through. Let's share the show, guys. Please, let's share the show. Share the show, and share the show. Invite your friend, even though that get them or invite them. But let's get ready here as we roll on. As we roll on into the conversation, we'll get into other news here really quick before we get into the Prince Johnson recording. My people, you're sharing the show. You're not sharing the show yet. Yeah, man. And the problem I get with you ain't sharing the show. Yeah, I'm looking at this stuff here. Yeah, sharing the show. Anybody lies that is sharing the show, you will get problem. I ain't sharing the show. So yes, we'll bring you updates from most of the things that are happening. The road of 2023, Sekou say is rocky, is shaky. It's rocky and shaky. Yeah, the road is rocky and shaky. But Martin Luther King's Day today, we all know historically what Martin Luther King did for Black folks and other folks that might have been oppressed in the U.S. So today, I say this to all of the advocates, to all of you who are seeking or having all these titles, please live up to it. Martin Luther King's Day did not come because Martin Luther King was a Black man. It came because Martin Luther King stood for something. We don't have the time to go into the historicity here. You have time, you can Google it, you can research it. A lot of different speeches. Martin Luther, I trust you, bro. I trust you. President Mo, I trust you with family now. I trust you. Now Smith that way then who day give me hard time. Smith that way they New Year, we end on now by I got a chauffeur in Texas. Yeah, I got a chauffeur in Texas. Joseph Conton I trust the man by the man yeah. Y'all who say you're sharing a show, when you see the show being shared, you know that we can track that thing on the side. Yeah, let's share the show now. My people, yeah, let's share the show, please. You also want to come back again, you all have protests, you all in our impacts is fighting what they're making. Oh, you're not coming by the show, you're just lead the show. A lot of you're compromising. Okay, we say, all right, fine. We'll drop everything that we're doing to come back. We've dropped those things. We're back on the show. Then you're scared to share the show again. If you get CDC boyfriend, CDC godpa, whatever thing you got, share the show. CDC, that want enemy. We are not enemy to nobody that want present. Eh, your godpa gets your face it. Your boyfriend gets your face it. Share the show in CDC chat room too. What thing happening at CDC lab matters. But anyways, it's good to be back. It's very, very good to be back. On Saturday, yesterday we couldn't air, we couldn't come on because of the County Meets final, as it was written and said. We couldn't come on. That was something that we debated. The decision was very tough to take, or hard or difficult to take, but we had to take that decision. To not come on has to respect, the County Meet final. We lost. Lofa County lost. Nima County won. Congratulations to Nima County. It's a well-deserving win. There is no if and and about it in football or in soccer. There is no if and and about it. My man, Magoke Kanye, how you gonna see me in Arizona? They say the person who get out of New they can lie. Magoke chauffeur in America. So you see how they lie me again. But I like to, but anyways, it was a well-deserved win. We say congratulations to the people of Nima County. Nima County made a lot of history this weekend, as a matter of fact. There are a lot of things going on in Nima County this weekend. Some of them we'll speak about. And so, yes, and yes. Nima County made history. Congratulations to Nima. Yeah, go Nima. Yes, yeah. Come on. Nima County. Nima County, congratulations. Nima County, flog Lofa County. It's okay to be defeated. Those of us who are from Lofa, we are humble and respectful people. We take defeats in strides. We don't make noise. But humility is not stupidity. So if your humility will lead you to stupidity, then you're not from Lofa. But that's a side point. We say congratulations before Sekou Kanye can chew me raw. Sekou, you're one. Sekou, you're one. I know you're getting ready to come on the show. You're one, oh man. You're one. But yesterday, in other news too, Barcelona won the Super Cup 3-1. So I watched both games back to back. Barcelona flogged Real Madrid 3-1. So, for me, that was refreshing. Very, very refreshing. That was very, very, very refreshing. Barcelona, we took the Super Cup yesterday in Spain. But I'd like to go back, as always, to welcome all of you, those of you watching us from around the world. Welcome to SK TV. We are here. Thank you for sharing. Keep sharing the show. Keep inviting other people, sharing all the gossip chat rooms. In all the noisy chat room. You can't talk about the future of Liberia. You can't. Anyways, let's share the show, guys. As always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. That is a fact. Inarguably, it's a fact. You can't argue it. Whoever wants to argue, you on your own. But congratulations to Nima County, all in all. We show respect to our champions. They are the current champions. We show them respect. Congrats. Like I said, Nima County did make the news, but Speaking about Nima County, we will get to some things here. We will get to, I know some people sharing the show, so you might see, I'm trying to clear some things out here from my stuff all to get to this video. Yeah, man. The new thing Facebook get now where you something. Look, give me a second, my people. We will now understand technology that all year. Okay, also second here. We'll pull out this video in place of the music while we share the show from our end. Oh lordy. I can't believe this. Sorry, guys. Oh, sorry. I had to close up everything in the back end. Guys, please, if you've seen the show, please don't send me any message before you pop up on the screen. You will pop up because I'm about to go live. You will pop up if you send a message. Please don't. Please, I don't want you appearing on the screen. Please don't. Please don't. Don't send me a Facebook message. Don't, acknowledge what I sent you. Don't acknowledge it. Just leave it for now till later. Please and please. Please, guys, I'm trying to get the video to be loaded in here so that we can get started. Like I said, there is no musical break today. There would be none. But we would like for you to listen to Prince Johnson. We would definitely like for you to listen to Prince Johnson. I think, and like I said, at some point, we will be sending the link out here to Lofa and Dualu, who will be joining us. We want to get the show started first, and we can go from there. We'll bring them on to get a tick. And as we continue this conversation, guys, please give me 1 second. Let me pull up this video. I don't know how to do this thing, though. My people, y'all, hold on. Come on. Okay. All right. Let me pull this one up. Y'all, hold on, my people. We will not know technology that all yell. Okay. This is what I wanted. All right. Let's see if we can get to this. Let's see if we can get to this. Give me a second, please. And please. 1 second here. And we'll get to this. Let me see. Oh, hold on, my boy. Tonight, yo. Oh, give me a second. I think I will. Okay, I want to make sure I have this clear out so I can expand. Okay, very good. Oops. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay. I think I got it. I got what I wanted to do. Let's share it. I hope. Give me a second, guys. Oh, okay. Well, that's not what I wanted. I'll have to go back. Okay, sorry. That is not what I wanted. I got the wrong one. Let me get the right one. I'll get the right one. Share this. Boom. Okay, this is what I wanted. Share it.
Now, the only company that came to this country right after World War, Metal Steel. Metal Steel gave to the government their own royalty tax. Metal Steel gave to NIMBA $1.5 million and gave one country 500,000 for passing through. 1 million to Grand Bassa for the use of the port. As I speak to you, the government of Liberia under the leadership is owing us $7.5 million for medicine pay, but we cannot have access. We are unhappy. Another starting information I want to give you. The leader is like a tree. The tree is supported by roots.
Yes.
The 15 counties in Liberia is divided into 73 districts. Any leader that comes to power will recognize the president. The caucuses for the party, him and Sally regime, we will allow through the corridor to meet her to discuss the affairs of our country and our country. Their regime closed all the doors to all the caucuses. We do not see the president at all. All the caucuses of the 15 countries are forbidden. You don't go there, but why? Why forbidden? Why would they know? And so, based upon this and other issues, the county development fund, apart from the social development, from the company, the county development money which is 200,000 for every county member, all gone. They want us to look at money homes. Money hills are iron ore. What do you see today? Nothing. So our iron ore is gone, our money is gone. We are very unhappy. We are talking about it. We decided to sign another new agreement because we have our different. Now we are fighting for the nation politically and fighting for you as a country and people. I observed something that I read about in the Holy Scripture. In Jerusalem, when Nehemiah left the land of his captivity and went back to Jerusalem with the consent of the king to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he met two enemies of progress, as I found with two enemies in my day. Reginald Man and Thomas Swart. They have been giving money, they do owe us 7.some million and you don't pay it, and the affected area people don't get anything. And no investor, all we have been ratified in the Liberian Senate is nothing but doom. So all the loans in free world Liberia, our cancer and energy in the billions have not increased. While we fighting politically to solve this matter during this election, these two people have been given $25,000 to prepare a petition program in Lima. How do you prepare a petition program with a public concern and standard of a new standard? You want to show strength? Or we pass it in the pool, we pass it in the Johnson, you see the crowd, and they are transporting people from Monrovia in the buses. Then you have a huge crowd, and they put the Facebook. So I tell you this, crowd doesn't mean anything. No way. They will stop the money and don't when I read through all this scripture I'm talking about, Nehemiah, the two persons was Samuel and Tobiah. They tried everything to block this young man who came to build the wall. They fought him. They lied to the king. They hear the wrong truth. They lied and they lied. But whatever God is involved in was a secret. So Samuel and Tobiah failed. And they died. We are talking about Nimba and the progress, the development of Nimba. You cannot move Nimba with all your money. They destroy your crops. The water is being polluted. Right now, there's no safe drinking water anywhere because the old pumps, the NGO that came that time, they're all damaged now. So we need help. While we're talking about it, two semblable Thomas Schwab, regional manager. They are there fighting for petition program because of the better I call upon them to join them about it.
Political godfather of my country.
That is what in backing up. Any mission that is watching that has to do with redemptive purposes, they require boldness. They require fearlessness. They require openness. So we are seeing what we see today because our trust and faith in God. If we put you up there, prioritize us. If we put you up there, don't turn your back on us. In conclusion, the road for secretary downtown secretary was initiated personally by Madam Sali. We broke the ground. So if that's something we work out, because we bring one road, so we depart you of your money. And sometimes people trust me. Sometimes people call me. And I let people know my support was voluntary.
Our leader.
That means I was here for one call. I fought for freedom for my people. I'm 70 years old. I'm not afraid. So nobody should call me, we protecting you, protecting who? Anyone who wants to talk about I saw this situation between us and CDC. I saw it yesterday. You cannot dream and see vision and perish. It's a try to prevent what is happening between us now yesterday. Bring our money. Once you why do you cut off see the senior senator in the caucus? In conclusion, to turn over on the Jeremiah to the encounter, take the news far here. There was a young boy who was taking a tour from the land of poverty to the land of prosperity. As he was moving on, he looked ahead of him, he saw some option, one option. As he drew closer, he saw a man over 200-300 years old. His beard dead and dry. The years had bent his back. But this old man was building a bridge across the valley. This young man could not go to the land of prosperity because there was a valley. And this old man was building a bridge. As old as he was. The young man spoke to the old man. After the preaching, he said, Papa, why are you building this solid bridge across this valley? And the old man said,
The Lord will bless someone. The Lord will bless someone. It may be you, it may be me, it may be someone by your side.
And the old man said, regardless of my faith, I'm feeble. I made that promise. I'm doing for you.
Yeah.
So build the bridge for you.
Yeah.
So go.
Yeah, you proud.
All right, folks, welcome back. You heard from, in as much that he's not one of the most favorable people that you might like to hear from, but at least you heard from Senator Prince Johnson, who made lots of allegations. Some could consider it as facts, while others would consider it as political play as usual and jargons and so forth. That would constitute part of our discussions for today. Like I said earlier on, Nima Kante was busy this weekend. It was busy. A lot of things happened. Nima kind of got the attention of the nation and the world at once. So we must be clear and sure of that. However, let's bring you some updates really quick on before we get to the CDC and the road of 2023 and where they lied and so forth, because Siku would be joining us momentarily. Like I said, we would have Lofa and Dwalu join us as well, so that we can continue this conversation. Not necessarily what you might want to hear, but I think it's important for us to have some of these conversations from a bigger perspective. Not everyone agreeing. I will read you something here really quick about the CDC and some of the things that they're in, so that you could hear some figures and know exactly what's going on. And I'd like for you to start thinking about it, because in as much that the opposition is hit by the illness of Vice President Joseph Yomampoak, I wish some people have said, well, you don't talk about it, you don't meriting political, you don't politicize the old man signal or whatever it is. But the same United Party people, they are doing no good for the old man. They are disgracefully humiliating this old man, leaving him on record. And like I said last Saturday, I stand by what I said. I blame his family. I blame his children who are of ages that can speak. The issue of sicknesses and so forth should not be political. However, when you bring it to the political limelight, then you make it a political subject. And guess what? We will talk about it. If anybody chooses not to talk about it, I'll talk about it. I will. Because these are things that you discuss. And it must be discussed. They're not top secret hush hush. Something that people are allergic to, or don't not talk about it, or taboo or whatever it is. I don't care if you want to get mad. It's not important. It's not important. Your vestation, your anger, it's not important. It is not important. You love Joseph Boaga more than your children, more than your family. If you really love Joseph Boaga, you would have told him from the beginning to stay away from that, to stay away from the politics, because this thing will get stressful. It will get worse. You think this is a joke? You really think this is a joke? This is not a joke. You are dealing with thugs. You are dealing with criminals. I hear you guys, some of you writing on Facebook, even if he in a wheelchair, we will still carry him. You are sick-minded to think that way. Anybody who think that way, you are a selfish person. You are sick. So that means we ran out of option in the country. We just out of option. That even if somebody is dying, we're forced to put them there. But you're passing around calling other people that are desperate. Who's desperate? Who's desperate? In this context, who's desperate? Who passes around and say, even if somebody is dying, we'll still put in there. If they're in a wheelchair, they're passing around looking for what's his name? The guy from Texas, the governor from Texas, because he's sitting in a wheelchair. Do you know his story? Do you know his story? You don't read, you don't understand context, you don't know what's going on. You just pass around because you're selfish. You think you must come to power at all costs. Oh, just Papi, just let it Papi just go there, let him just be elected, then you can put anybody there. Why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys doing this? What is the problem? What did we do wrong? Thank you, Greg. Name couldn't run to man. Thank you so much, Sarah, Greg. Why are you guys doing this? What is it so much that you must get somebody to the point wherein they're sick? You can see it. The most recent picture I see you're passing around. And Costa love Joseph Boaga. Why he ran away overnight from like, bro? Why? Why? And you love Joseph Boaga. Why you stay there? Why? Those hypocrites. Those bad people. Who told you they care about Joseph Boaga's health? But again, I don't blame the Costa. I don't blame the Unity Party people. I blame Joseph Boaga's family. I blame his children. I blame his wife. They need to stand up and speak up. This is the time. They must protect them. Even if Joseph Boaga will decide to run, which I said here, and I stand by what I said. I'm not changing what I said because the circumstances have not changed. That Joseph Boaga will not run. Go to the sky, you come out, you will not run. Go to Malabu Mail. Go to Molly Mail. Go to Saint Cotto. Go in the chair. Go to the prophet. Go to the deacon. Joseph Boaga will not run. You'll start giving yourself hard time. The sooner you come to terms with reality, the better it will be for some of you guys. You will not run. Yep, you will not run. It may you do anything you want to, you will not run. And you need to come to terms with reality and accept that this is a fact. That they dream that you had, that you will go through Joseph Human Boyka to steal. It will not happen. Because you know what is right to do. You know. Most of you know, especially the young guys. You know. You know. You know. You know Joseph Boyka is not alright. As evidenced by that, you're second and made to it. You know. Who tell you guys don't know? But because you guys are deceptive by nature, to the extent that you will go and put somebody's father's life at risk. Like I said, I blame Joseph Human Boyka's wife, I blame his children, and I blame his close relatives and family members who are sitting around and letting the buffon them pass around and gallivant with this old man and make this old man leave him on record. Even in his illness, there is no dignity. There are serious people. When we tell the truth, you say we hear Joseph Boyka. Someone will not hear Joseph Boyka. We not hear Joseph Boyka. And we hear, and I say we're wrong. I say we're not wrong. And we hear. We'll see. We hear now. We'll see. Because you don't understand. You put greed and because so many of you are not able to fend for yourself and do what is right to earn an honest living. So you will put anybody at risk just to achieve your personal goal. And that's not right. That is not the right thing to do. That is not the right thing to do. We digress to CDC. We welcome to CDC. So CDC shouldn't sit on the fence. Because CDC Wahala is more than what you see us are. And we'll talk about it here. We'll talk about it here. Who want to take that? Some of you, your party and your money, when I ever see them on Facebook before. That other people you're passing around, putting a picture on Facebook, and you're cheering them up. And when people use those same pictures to provide a fact, then you're taking it personal. Why are you taking it personal? If you wanted this to be kept hush-hush, top secret, and keeping it personal, there would have been no need for you to even put a picture on Facebook. What is the urgency? What is the rush? What do you guys have to prove? What's going on? What are you hiding? What do you have to prove? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. First of all, you came up with bogus lies. We told you guys were lying that the woman was sick. And I wrote on my post as if Beleken go bien and can't from. I wrote it there. Like I was talking to. And you will not do nothing about it because this is the fact. The sooner we come to terms with it, this is what's killing the country. You get these guys that are lying and they're fooling the people. They're just lying. Even if you want to come to power, let's agree that you want to come to power, no problem. It is your right to want to come to power. But can you be respectful of this man? Can you guys just slow down with the pictures and the video? Because the more pictures and videos you put, the more question you raise about a man's health. And it is a problem. Then you want to censor people. They might not talk about this, they might talk about that. They might not, like, as will be afraid of your liar, your joker. That means you also be on that level. That you also tell me what to say or what not to say. Me, you're not on that level. We're not on that level. Bunch of liars there. We're not on that level. We are not on that level. Me and you, we're not on that level. I will talk about it. Nobody can tell me to not talk about it. I will talk about it because it is the fact of the matter. Sick-minded people, you're passing around, making it woman. And let me tell you, let me give you the update now. It has even been reported. It has even been reported that they're regretting why they had to take the woman from the hospital. I will not be surprised if he ends back up in the hospital very soon because of the greed. Because I'm saying, y'all watch and see these videos. The horror, because they wanted to prove to the public that the woman is not well. Yeah, the woman well. He's healthy. No, the woman is not well. Unfortunately, he is not well. And unfortunately, it's not something that you joke around with. It's not an everyday sickness that you used to go to the hospital for. Unfortunately, age is not also in his favor for him to recuperate fastly as expected. Unfortunately, You got a bunch of liars, crooks, don't care, sleazy, scammers passing around him. Passing around him. So they're fooling him. And this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong at all levels. And you need to stop. And Joseph Boyka children need to step in. His wife need to step in. His family need to step in. All the photo up, the video, everything needs to stop now. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're looking too casual today.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. Not every day you can wear coat suit.
Yes, but I just started the conversation here. I was just talking about the deception and giving the Labrampo update on how these people speedily created a big old photo op videos to prove to the public because they want to cover up their lies. First, they say the old man went just for a rest. He was just stressed out. He went to go rest. But they've been proven wrong, so they want to cover up. So they're using different, and they keep exposing the paper and keep creating more questions and doubts. So I'll just let the Labrampo know, bringing it up to speed. But I'm not sure if you're following here. I don't know if you have anything to say before I get to the next talking point here. I wanted to read something from the legislature really quick. I don't know if you have a...
Go ahead.
So, guys, we'll digress here. Like I said, we'll move on to the legislature. There was a report conducted by Neomot and Neomot Partners for Democracy Development to release an assessment that they conducted on the legislature. This was not an audit. This was just an assessment that was conducted. Sometimes last year, when I got a copy of this, I really wanted to read it to the public, but I wasn't too well.
Okay. Before, not to distract you or distract the conversation when you
Please,
move to that, let me just speak to a few things that you talked about earlier, just to throw a little light on it.
Please.
I listened to a part of how do you call it? Prince Johnson's statement, and I also listened to you when you were talking about VP Boakai and all the photos that are out there. First, let me say hi to everybody here. Steve should not distract me here before people can hold me in contempt. Yeah, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. We were supposed to be on the radio today, but one of the reasons why we are now on the radio is because of we are having some trouble back there, not from our end here. But the system, especially not the radio itself, but the internet system that we have there is giving us some little connection problem. So it's going to be taken care of very soon. And all of you that are here, again, the last time we say Happy New Year, but some of you just coming today again. A lot of people have been here since we came back. Happy New Year to all of you if this is your first time since 2023. Besides, I don't know whether Steve did it or not, but I want to congratulate myself and the entire people of Nimba country.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I want to show everybody how proud I am today.
Oh, God.
For being a product of Nimba.
Oh.
You know, anything for Nimba, a power. Anything for Nimba, that's smartness. Anything for Nimba, a good thing. The only thing that come from Nimba that I'm not proud of that Prince Johnson.
Hey, Lord, we'll fall down inside today again.
Yeah, other than that, everything a good thing. Yeah. And the only reason why I'm not proud of Prince Johnson flip flop. Prince Johnson is not credible. But yeah, congratulations to Nimba. Congratulations to Nimba. Steve, like it or not, congratulations to Nimba. We are the best.
No, I on side.
Yeah, but you almost you're not on my side yesterday. You almost side. You don't have Dara Dillon and Yombly.
No, I on your side though.
Dara Dillon and Yombly, you know what they did yesterday?
Hey, Lord.
They say we will win. Who they win, they can't say. They just want to follow the winner. Yeah. What? They say, oh, Yombly say, oh, we not score. I say, who you? They can say it. They learn the same thing. But deep down, they were supporting Lofa. Because when Lofa scored the first goal, Yombly said, we not score, eh? So that means Lofa she was supporting. But after we feel beat them, they say, oh, we won again. So they just wanted to be on any side. Just like you're doing right now. So congratulations to Nima Kante.
Okay,
I wanted to take that because that one, it was in my mind. I got to say it. No matter what, if I don't say, that day will be on me. So yeah, congratulations to all. We are the best, like it or not. I'm not saying other people not go, but we are the best. And Nimba people there, they're very proud of themselves, of being the Nimbayan. With that said, Steve, Prince Johnson, I listened to Prince Johnson's comment. Prince Johnson is looking for money.
Mr. Kane, I beg you, before we jump to the Prince Johnson something, please, I beg you, because the Prince Johnson topic here, that it will be on, but I wanted to give a quick update on something that I forgot. I beg you, please.
Go ahead.
So in any civilized, well-mannered, ready, honest, realistic political arena, anywhere around the world where people are serious, they call on leaders to step down or to step aside when certain things happen. And I like to applaud Lema Bowie for being one of the first to openly take this initiative to call on Joseph Yoma Boakai to retire. Look at what she wrote 22 minutes ago. Look at what she wrote. Yes, look at what she wrote. This is what you do in a democratic setting. You don't fool around. You don't play around because it is about the future. You don't come and be messing around. Look at what she wrote. Let me read what she wrote. Loma Bowie, well respected. Look at what she wrote. United Party, do the right thing. Dear United Party officials, including my auntie Deba Vapla, in the interest of the peace and development and the future of Liberia, I would like to ask you all to kindly allow Uncle Joe Boakai to retire from politics and focus on his health. He deserves to spend his golden years interacting with his grandkids, enjoying family time. Let me read this part because this is interesting. I would also like to take this time to ask you all to reconcile your partnership with other political parties and form a merger that would provide a viable political option for the Liberian people. The writings are on the wall. My Uncle Joe is in no position to contest. Uncle Joe, please be well. I pray God's blessings upon you. This is what you do when you are serious. That's what you do. It's not against anybody. It's not being disrespectful. That's what you do. Mr. Kane, it's up to you.
Well, that is that's I don't know how to describe it. I mean,
It's commendable.
No, I want to say it's the right step in the right direction by her. We don't know how it's gonna go down with the people or how receptive they're gonna be to that statement. However, I think it sounds like she's speaking from her heart.
Yes.
Sounds like she's speaking directly void of politics. I think she speaking directly for the well-being of the former vice president and also his family. Because Lima Bowie is one person who came out a while ago and said that she's not interested
Yes.
when her name was being called. Anybody, other people fighting, killing themselves for the vice presidency. But Lima Bowie came out and said that she's not interested to become a vice presidential candidate for anybody at this point, citing different reasons. So for her to come and make this kind of statement, and at this time, I think it's commendable for her. And I will advise other prominent Liberians to do similar thing, not to call Joseph Boakai to drop out, no, but to speak your mind on issue openly, so that people can know your position, so that people can know how you think and what you really want to see, for your country. I think she did the right thing, speaking her mind. I'm not saying everybody should tell Boakai to leave the stage, but if you are a prominent Liberian, and if you know that your voice matters, it's always good to speak out. And that has been one of the things that people been criticizing Joseph Boakai for. He never spoke his mind. He always, show a different picture of everything and relax. And then later on, try to claim innocent of everything. So I think I'll come back to Joseph Boakai's stuff. I just want to throw a little light on Prince Johnson, because I'm not going to go back to Prince Johnson. Maybe you want to go back there, but I don't want to go back there. I just want to finish it,
Right.
talk about it a little bit, and then. But this update was very necessary. So Prince Johnson is looking for money. First of all, Prince Johnson have used Nimba and the people of Nimba County as a bargaining chips to enrich himself. Prince Johnson knows that he's not running for president this time around. And we know that Prince Johnson, every election year, he will go into the election knowing that he's not going to win anything as far as the presidency is concerned, but to use the people, the vote he accumulates in the first round, and sell the people to the incoming government. He did it with Ellen twice. This is the man who came on camera and said all kinds of things about George Weah. How Weah is now a leader. How Weah is a drunk. How Weah, performed when they went for a meeting. How the man was drunk, was sweating, the man was looking dumb, looking stupid. He said all kinds of things about George Weah. In fact, he said that if George Weah becomes president, there will be war in Liberia. In fact, he came and said George Weah was everything best, but he did nothing for Liberia. After all of that nonsense statement, Prince Johnson went and put George Weah's hand up. Say, Nimba people, your son, our son, your people. Your vote for George Weah. And he's been there with George Weah throughout. So today, Prince Johnson cannot say anything that is credible. He can be trusted. Even if Prince Johnson tell you say he man, you gotta tell you say to take out the pen, you gotta see, you gotta make sure. Prince Johnson is now trustworthy. It's now honest. It's all about him. For him, it's all about money. Everything he's doing right now, there's no sincerity in it. Even encouraging Jeremiah Kun to run for president. It's not for Jeremiah Kun to be president because he's running for Senate. He has no way of running for two positions at the same time. You want Jeremiah Kun to run so that they can accumulate some votes, so they can remain relevant within the presidency. Whether win or lose the Senate seat, you have something, to fight with, to get money from. So that in the second round, whatever vote they will accumulate as the party, they can use that to sell it to the person, for the highest bidder. Whether it will be George Weah, whether it will be Cummings, that's what you want. Prince Johnson is not serious. You listen to him right now. He said George Weah, he was everything. Investors want to come in the country. Investors, you know what Prince Johnson did? Steve, let me tell you. Before Prince Johnson came out, Prince Johnson went to all the people that matter in the CDC for the money he's talking about. When the people told him, when he didn't get his way, Prince Johnson is even angry that Prince George is not giving him audience. George is not giving him attention to have a lot of face-to-face meeting and discussion. He's mad. So when they agreed to go and let the president let him go meet with Prince Johnson, George said they didn't go. George sent his people there. That hurt him. He's angry because it's all about money. It's all about him. It's not about Nima people. It's not about Liberian people. It's all about him. So he's trying to threaten them. He's trying to make them to be afraid that they're going to lose Prince Johnson if they don't give him money. And that's the same reason why he's forcing Jeremiah Kun to run for president. So one thing about the way I look at politics, I can like you, but if you're not telling the truth, if you're not honest about certain things, I will say it. And I don't care what Prince Johnson is going to say about Joe Weah, even in as much as I don't like most of the policy and the performance of George Weah and his government. But Prince Johnson war, I can't take Prince Johnson war against Weah or Weah government. It's fake. It's nothing. Tomorrow, Prince Johnson is going to say all the things to you. And Weah bring them. Let me tell you something. The amount of money being going on right now, maybe that will be news to some people here. Prince Johnson, and Prince Johnson alone, MPP people, the same thing. They all gang up on George Weah and the government that they want money because the position George Weah promised them. You're listening, you're open your ear, go. Because you are supporting people for position. The position George Weah promised them, the agreement that they had, how their people are going to be appointed in government. MPP people, LPDP, Prince Johnson, they're all angry that they were not given that opportunity. So based on that, they said they want to get their money before recommitting themselves to George Weah again because they know election is here. They know that only election time they can get their money out from George Weah. George Weah put it, right now, this is the election year. We cannot do any appointment now. We're already in the election year. We can create a lot of misfeeling among ourselves. Because in order to have some appointment, they got to dismiss other people. So we say no. They say, okay, well then, in fact, we don't want any appointment in the new government. We don't even know whether you're going to win. But if you want us to vote for you, you want us to support you, give us money. MPP people then that are finishing solve their problem right now. Let me tell you, the first money they demanded, that they said they wanted, They wanted $10 million from Jowea. I'm talking about MPP people, the National Patriotic Party. The one Joa Howard Taylor is the standard bearer of. Charles Taylor old party, NPFL, that were transformed to a political party called National Patriotic Party instead of a National Patriotic Front. They are part of the coalition that brought Jowea to power. So they say they don't trust Jowea anymore. They want their share of money. Jowea people say, okay, all the noise you're making, you stop it. All your so-called convention you had, you're considered a null and void. Let go back to where everything started. That's what they call status quo antique. So the meeting that they had, and something inside, you don't know whether they gave all the 10 million they asked for. But what they told them first, Jowea then were expecting campaign money to come. I would say, Jowea expecting campaign money to come, and some of the money coming from Turkey. I would say I was all in England today. Yeah, they're expecting some money to come from Turkey, and Prince Johnson now is in the know of this money thing. Prince Johnson know that money is around the political money is already in there. All money is coming, so he's fighting to get his share of the money that Jowea then bringing in the country. You're listening. You're listening clearly. Prince Johnson know that the money is coming. Or the money is already in the country. Other people getting their own. I may get my own. But he was not giving the audience the expected attention. That's why he's angry. All the venom and nonsense he's putting out there, it means nothing. Don't listen to him. He's not serious. Prince Johnson is a crook. It's all about him. It's all about money. He cares less about Liberia. He cares less about Nimba County. Period. That's for Prince Johnson. Maybe we'll reserve comment for more detail on the MPP, because that would be a different show at all. Because the information there is juicy. Plenty, yeah. And they are facts. And they know it. So Prince Johnson is nothing. Don't listen to him. Prince Johnson put at it. So let me come to my uncle, Joe, the old man. I pray for him to be healthy. I pray that Joseph Boakai will recover very soon. But like you said, Steve, like I said the other day, his family need to step up. They need to actually pay attention to the old man. And they need to rescue the old man from the political vampires who are ready to suck blood. The old man, for a very long time, I told you, Steve, and the audience here, that I saw the old man as a victim. People say, oh, no, Papa know what you're doing. The Papa that crook, the Papa that this. I said, no. The Papa may have his flaws. Papa may have his own, shortcoming like everybody else. I said, but in this political arrangement, as is right now, I said, this Papa is a victim. First of all, he been told that the vote is there. That the vote that was banked 2017 is still there packing, waiting for him. That is the make believe. They make him to believe, to think that yes, that's true. That vote is there. They're telling the old man, you have the sympathy vote. Because people voted for Jowea against you. So now people regretting why they voted for Jowea against you. So no matter what happened, no matter your age, no matter your situation, no matter your health condition, people will vote for you because that is the make believe. But they and in their reason, I'm talking about the young folks whatever of the Unity Party, is that some of them they feel like Joseph Boakai and other people enjoy earning 12 years. And some of them went to, school, they got scholarship. By the time they came back, they were removed from power. So they never enjoy. So they think they have to come back to power. But I think they can come back to power through other means. You don't have to use the omen. You don't have to abuse the omen. It's not fair. We all have parents. I said this before here. People say, oh no, Sekou, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I said this since last year or year before. I said, these guys are abusing the omen. Somebody said, oh no, don't be talking about people's health, the people's health. Look at what they're doing to him now. You did the first thing. People say it was bad. But you continue to abuse the omen. You did a video in a hospital bed when people even struggling to laugh, to smile, to talk. And you told the papa to tell the people, to mislead the people, to prepare to tell the people, say, don't be surprised you see me on the field. That video where you saw and the picture that are circulating the social network, do you see those videos? Do you see those pictures? You see as somebody who going to go on the soccer field? They make the omen to look bad. What must you make the omen to even say something that you know that is unrealistic? Those are bad things. You can't do that for your own entertainment. I heard them laughing and smiling, making fun out of the old man because they told him what to say. When he said it on camera, they are laughing about it. I could hear Jake Kawakoli and Costa and those guys laughing. This is not good. It's not fair to the old man. You don't have to support anything. You don't have to support commies. You don't have to support George Weah. Support anybody else you want. Or maybe one of you young people says, in fact, United Party is the best party and the bigger party in the country. Put one of your young people out there. If what you're saying is the truth, the people will vote for him or her. It's plain and simple. There are a lot of young people, educated people out there that are Unity Partisan. That are people of the Unity Party. But you don't play fun out of the omen. It's not fair. I want to say it. And we're not going to get tired saying this. People who are saying don't talk about it, we won't talk about it until the omen is 100% okay and we know he's ready to run, ready to compete. But until then, we'll talk about it. And we believe it's fair. It's a fair thing to talk about Justice Boakai's health. It's a fair thing to talk about those guys who are disingenuous, those guys who are not in the interest of the women, who are very, very much heartless to force the woman into the public domain when they know that the man is not well. It is like utter abuse. You're abusing a woman, which I believe is unfair. So, Lova, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the last time, I don't know, we have about maybe 1 hour plus to go yet. But, Steve, let me say this to you. Whether or not Joseph Walker family speak or take action today, eventually they will. Take my word for it. Eventually they will, because you know what? If they don't do it because they love their their owner, they will do it from the pressure from the people, from the Labrador people. They will do it out of shame to say, no, 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 we are subjecting our owner to ridicule, to popular ridicule. We're not supposed to do this. And we should not allow these people to use the owner as they are doing right now. At the end of the day, whether they do it today, they do it tomorrow, but eventually, I believe they will. That's what I want to say, Steve.
Well, thank you, Sekou. It's always a pleasure having some of these conversations. Lofa, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. And to your audience, I apologize that I'm late. Reason I'm late is because I was trying to make that decision between what I wear, the coat suit or the tie, because I know the Siku's not wearing the suit. So I was like, I'm about to steal the moment, right? So I went, I wore the suit, but then I realized the suit didn't fit me and would not fit the price of Siku's suit. So I said, let me get the tie. So I wore the tie, but then I realized that the tie is without the suit, so I might end up just going without either. So, but that's
So,
why I'm
so you end up wearing a tag
without the
over.
suit, right? So at least I wore one or the other, right?
Let me go get my tag.
There- there-
I love that.
but,
So,
but
so
yeah,
it looks like you have Steve Jobs plan today to attack me today. No problem. Well, as soon as I came in, Steve say, "So my man, you look too casual today." No
but
problem.
on a real note, I apologize for the late appearance. I think it's very important. This is how I want to start my contribution to today's conversation. I want to read an open letter that I just posted on my page from Lema Boy to Honorable Joseph Numa Borkai. And the letter reads, it said, Noble Lorette, excuse me, hold on one second. I have a lot. Sorry, guys. So let me just read what is stated here. Norbert Lorette Lehman Boye writes, Unity Party, do the right thing. Dear Unity Party officials, including my auntie Deba Bapila, in the interest of peace, development, and the future of Liberia, I would like to ask you all to kindly allow Uncle Joe Boykai to retire from politics and focus on his health. He deserves to spend his golden years interacting with his grandkids, enjoying family time. I would also like to take this time to ask you all to reconsider your partnership with other political parties and form a merger that will provide a viable political options for the Liberian people. The writings are on the wall. I repeat, the writings are on the wall. My Uncle Joe is in no position to contest. Uncle Joe, please be well. I pray God's blessing upon you. Dear Unity Party, Liberia's political future and interest lies and rests squarely in your hands. It is highly time we put egos aside and put Liberia and her interests first. Do the right thing, she said. Best, Liman R. Boye. I'll stop there for now.
Well, I think these are these are things people do, like Sekou said, in a stable, well-mannered, well-meaning political arrangements or democracy. It's not against the person, but leaders do pull out these. These are not mutually exclusive. These are not strange. And it's for the betterment of the country and the people.
Steve,
Again,
let me ask you.
sure.
From reading of that open letter, I listened to it first when you read it, and I even getting more understanding of it again after when um, Lofa just read it. You think some Liberians, because I can't say most Liberians, some Liberians who blame other people on everything but themselves, can they say again, maybe Kumis gave money to Lima Bowie to come in and write that?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to. I want to go back to.
Yeah, I want both you and Lofa to respond to this question.
Yes,
See,
I want to. I want to go back to.
That Kumi, maybe that Kumi gave her money to come and say this.
Like I said, I want to go back to historical facts. Let's first of all get to know who Lema Bowie is. To win Nobel Peace Prize, you can't sit down in your horse. You can't be collecting bribe and you win Nobel Peace Prize. It's not possible. I would just throw it in there just for the sake of everything that all I can relate to. You can organize June protests, June 7 protest, go collect money from the same government, and you expect to be Nobel Peace Prize winner. No. You got to stand for what it costs, or humanitarian cost that is recognized by the world, that people see the fruit of it. So Lema Bowie is not just anybody. Lema Bowie is well recognized around the world. Second of all, it was this same Lema Bowie that the CDC government made a mistake. But I think it was God who was working and made her the orator or the speaker, however you want to term it, at one of the independence celebration. Mm-hmm. When Lema Bowie spoke the truth of the matter, they got pissed at her and they went after her. They disrespected her. They dishonored her. It was the same Lema Bowie, her name was thrown out to the public as one of the potential VP candidates for either Joseph Yoma Boakai or Alexander Cummings. She came out from a realistic patriotic side and said she doesn't want to get involved with this. She's not ready for that. It was the same Lema Bowie, if you check her record, that continuously speak on the issues. She has never been silent. This is a leader, whether you like her or not. It's not about liking her. She has spoken about everything. When the CPP were going this array, she spoke. She's on record and she wrote and left it on record. She did. She has always made a statement or taken a position on every event that has happened in the country. She's always done that. She has never shied away from it. I'm saying in a nutshell, Cummings did not pay her. This is what people who are progressive, I'm not talking about belly-driven progressive that we're having. I'm talking about people who are progressive and thinking about the future.
Your boy, Mike, wanted to.
Yeah, I will send it to him. I will send it to him right now.
You can send the stuff to him.
You know, people who are thinking about the future, people who want to secure the nation, people who know better. That is the step she's taking. And I want to challenge and encourage every well-meaning Liberian to take similar steps. That's what you do. It's not against Joseph Boakai. It's not against the Unity Party. It is doing what is right. If not, we have the opposite of it, or disgrace or shame to Joseph Yoma Boakai. And you don't want that.
And
so, Lova, same question to you. You think people are going to say, I don't know whether, I know who Lema Bowie is, but we also know the people we are dealing with. I'm talking about the Liberian people. Some of them in particular. You think they're going to say Cummings is the one that pay her to do this?
You know, Sekou, I won't be surprised when we are, confronted with the claims of somebody having to have paid Madam Lema Bowie for this open statement, the statement of some level of patriotism, one that anybody with the right mind, any logical person will understand that from a patriotic standpoint, she is simply appealing for what is in the best interest of Liberia. And some of us have been doing this for months upon months, in preparation for today's action. It's unfortunate that, we as as a nation will allow ourselves to be viewed as a group of gullible individuals when in reality we are far smarter than that. But again, because of the dominance of few individuals who are selfishly seeking their individual selfish interests, is about themselves, so they tend to, just gloss over the reality and think that they can fool all of us. You can fool a handful of people, but you cannot fool all of us. There are few of us who will stand isolated, even if you were to take upon yourselves to do what has become the norm of today's politics: threats, personal attack, mountain cuss. And we have literally gotten ourselves to the position where we are prepared to take this in. But Liberia is far bigger than an individual. Lemon's letter is clear, and I think, being the patriot that she is, if I mean, if I was opportune to sit with Honorable Boycott today, it would be the same recommendation from my side, not to listen to the greedy hunters who simply want something because they understand that this man, this statesman who have given so much to the country, could be used for their own personal gain. Now, let me say this. I would not be surprised if people were to blame this on Mr. Cummings. Of course, you, Seku, how often have you not been accused of being an ANC partisan?
Every day.
Okay, Steve, how often have you not been accused of being an ANC partisan? Every day. My very self here, I have been accused time without number and continuously accused of being an ANC partisan simply because I speak what I believe in. But you know what? That does not negate the fight that as people, we must remain committed to saying the truth. And the truth is the only thing at this point can put us above and beyond where we want to see Liberia. The young people of Liberia are tired. The likes of, I played today on Across Africa. I played D. Curtis. His response to what is happening. This is a young man who is not involved with politics. He was passionately pleading to politicians to stop. He said, stop. I see this man as a father, a grandfather, a household name. I respect him. Stop it. You're abusing this old man passionately. He's not a politician. He's not a politician either. The reason why, and I will close on this note, the reason why I don't get relevance, neither do I give any credence to the likes of Eugene Fangon and other people, is because of the level of, the gullible character that they continue to amplify, to exhibit to the public. All right. It was this very loud mouth spoken individual who insulted and disrespect Madame Loma Boy when she took the broom and said, opposition, imposition, no position. We all have our place in the growth and development of Liberia. He and others did. While they were in government, they thought it was just the best option to attack this woman. He had an entire session on insults and disrespect to this woman. Today, she's back again. So I won't be surprised because I see today the likes of Fangons and other people are now on their knees and begging for mercy. To those of us whom they refer to as cartoon pushers are now today the ones who continue to make the case. And now he and others are learning. I would not be surprised to hear Liberians making the claim that, hey, it is Cummins who paid Madam Bowie to make this statement that is well written and have a whole lot more than you can imagine. I would not be surprised. But again, I must say to all of you, you and our audience tonight, it is upon us, this generation, to stand up and be more vibrant, regardless of our political affiliation, regardless of our tribes, regardless of whatever. We must stand up to take Liberia and move Liberia forward. Because the calamity we find ourselves in today, we cannot get ourselves out of. Nigerian, Ghanaian, Sierra Leone, no other nationality would take us out of it if we don't stand up as a generation of change. And this is why we are here today. Thank you.
Hmm. So then Steve, yeah, I still have a question for you. What would change the mindset of Liberians who take politics so personal to the extent where they will care less about the country? Even when they're speaking, they forget themselves. They will say, when the woman talk about his health issue on 50-50, Timas show the other time when he mentioned how the sickness was discovered, the pressure from the 12-year vice presidency and the campaign 2017. After that, I saw some people, older person, this standard was a female, say, Mr. Pacemaker will vote for you, yeah. What kind of mindset, now, from a psychological standpoint, you being a psychologist, what kind of mindset can really, really push people to that level? And equally so, people who are saying, who we saw saying all kinds of nasty things about George Weah, about Weah's government, insulting or making everything about Weah is bad. But then when it came to Boakai and Kumi's issue in the CPP, some of the same people that I used to respect said, either Boakai or let Weah continue. That kind of mindset. Where is that coming from, and what can really change those kind of people's mind? Steve, I'm just confused.
Well, that there are different things playing out here. First of all, there's there is one, and again, as a disclaimer, there's no way trying to diagnose anyone, anything psychological. I want to be clear, but just speaking from a general perspective, the behavior we're seeing exhibited by some of these people is the combination of narcissist and inferiority complex. So there are two different groups we're dealing with. The first group are the narcissists. They feel that they're so important, they're entitled, that it is their turn now, that, so they have self-inflicted ego. They can make the other person president, the other person can make the person president, and these other people, they don't, then you have people who have inferiority complex, who feel the need that they must attach to these people. So because of that, they even sell their own birthrights. Let's take, for example, Mr. Kane. You support somebody campaign. You pay for somebody to go and get elected. Then you turn around, you make excuse for that person, laugh for them. You are working, supporting them, but you are there again, waking up 2-3 in the morning to come and defend them when they do wrong. And you know what they're doing is wrong. So this is the camp Joseph Yuma Bwaga finds himself in. And so you see this entitlement syndrome, and they project this feeling as people are desperate. So because they project that feeling, they are the first people to say, oh, you are desperate. But when you really look at the behavior for truth, they are the ones exhibiting desperation. They are the ones exhibiting entitlement syndrome. They are the ones feeling as though they are better than other people. In order to diffuse this kind of thing, in order to diffuse this kind of behavior, what we need to do is to confront them with the facts and reality like we are doing. We're not afraid to call their names. We don't say that. I don't say the other man. I don't say the other person. I call their name. And not only that I call their name, I also attribute adjectives to them because of their behaviors. So these people, we need to continue the honest conversation. Like D. Curtis and other people, don't sit on the fence. Say the truth. Come
I'm
and
not.
speak.
I'm not seeing the video from D. Curtis. I would like to see it.
I will. It was. I think it's an hour long, but we have the opportunity to play it. Much about that, you know, the man from all country. The Unekio song. Congratulations, my man. Y'all won. The Makande won.
Yeah, thank you. And Brother Moses, how you doing there? Brother Soku Kana, how you doing there?
We're doing wonderful. Thank you.
My man, we say you're celebrating the Sunday, but why on the GB now? The win.
Yes, and I will invite Brother Soku Kana and who carry the trophy. We don't know for Kante, and they know for their own mistake, they make their own trouble, and they conspire against Mommy Kante.
Mike, take my knee out of your mouth. You keep making, did not greet me. Take my knee out of your mouth.
You conspire against Bobby Carter to bring Nima Kante in, so we'll give it to y'all. So, gentlemen.
Yeah, but Mark, what is your take? What is your take on what's going on in the health of Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai and Loma Bowie? You know, asking the Unity Party and his wife, and his family to, you know, to ask him to step aside and take care of himself. You know, and stay focused on his health. What do you think?
And to be frank with you, the first time I met Ome Baka in Bapulu, when he invited me on his farm, when I was serving, and I said to myself, the Ome is not well. But people are around Joseph Baka for the personal interest. They don't want to tell the Liberian people the truth. And the interest should be Mama Labiro, not the interest of individual or group of people. And the strategy they use on social media, they blundered. Those are around Joseph Baka, they blundered. And they went to the hospital and interviewed the pap. You could see that the way he was briefing, the way he was talking. But that could not solve the problem. Then again, they went at the hospital when they discharged the old man. They took photo, they carry on video. But that could not solve the problem. Their propaganda did not work the way they expected it to be. The old man is not well. And that's why we are engaging some of the family members to make sure that he should step aside. He's not well. Because if you take the man and make him president tomorrow, you know what's going to happen? To even read document is going to be hard. You'll find out of crooks and bandits that will use him to enrich themselves. So we should be very, very mindful around here. If you see you want change, don't bring somebody that is not well, with a level of political tension, with a level of tension in this country, the level of complaint. Can Joseph Baka stand it? No. But people will not agree because they love him. And he can love the man, but he cannot manage this country. He's weak. You saw Ellen Jones recently, she was sick. She put situation under control. People say she died, she did this. But she did not speak to the public until she came. When the president visited her, that is time some of her got to know that she went on a surgery. That's how it's supposed to be. So those around Joseph Baka, most of them are irresponsible, they are not mature. You know, they were not mature enough to put the situation under control. So you see, can Joseph Baka travel from here, Maryland County? No. Can you travel from here, Vawu to campaign? No. Can you travel from here, Kumbo? 16-hour drive. He cannot make it. Can you travel from here, Sando? He cannot make it. Joseph Baka don't have the energy to do that. But people are saying they don't want to say the truth because of hate against President Weah, hate against comics. That's all. They don't want to say the truth. And this country now, with the level of unemployment, the level of suffering in this country, to take our own man to make him president, that means there will be constitutional crisis around here. There will be a lot of loss around here. Then he will start to regret to say, look, if I knew I would allow President Weah to go for 12 years. Yes. They cannot manage. Politically, he's popular.
Mike, let me ask you.
There's no energy to maintain.
Mike Jawate, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Brother Sokukane.
Okay, you said you met Ambassador Boakai in Bapolu. You felt he was not well. When was that? Was that recent?
I met him 3 different times.
Okay.
Just in 45 days ago, I met him. 2 weeks ago, I spoke with him. When you're coming from Nima, what make the signal worse when you travel to Nima County? And that's where he developed the problem. When he came, after 1 week, he had to rush to the hospital. So it meant that something wrong somewhere.
The recent
But you see, we should also appreciate.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, when he visited Lima County, there where the problem developed. Yes, because talking to the people, interacting with the people, sitting in your car, no, it embarrasses the old man a lot. Hey, you don't have the energy.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe
Are you there?
Yeah, we have maybe Stephen.
Hello?
Got a question for you.
Yes, do you have a question for Mark?
Are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we are here, Mark.
Yeah, we
Are
can
you
hear
there?
you. Yeah, we can hear you live and
We can hear
clear,
you.
Mike.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So, in addition to Seku's question, the outside of the health concern, I know you're talking about the physical appearance of Honorable Burkai. Outside of that, are you concerned about anything else besides his physical health condition? Are you concerned about anything else that could possibly cause us to, retrogress as compared to progressing under his leadership?
And brother, the issue of Joseph Barker, and I don't want to go too deep, because when you go deep, people will accuse you. They will call me names around here. They will call me agent. They will say I'm inconsistent. They will call me cow meat. But the reality is that this man is not well. He cannot manage this country. Because I know men are Moses now. When I say the truth, Moses will start to call me cow meat politician. Then my own brother Seku Kene, who always show your white teeth, he will start calling me cow meat politician. Lofa Jesus too will start to call me. Don't mind that man. The moment you get one cow to that man, you will change your mind. The hard Lofa Jesus you do this. So you, the hard men Lofa Jesus. Lofa Jesus and Moses will go on the side and call usual messenger and just gossip about my job until they make a cow meat politician. But the reality is, this man cannot manage Mama Labiro. This man is weak, politically weak. There's no strength. So men are Costa and you ready there, they want for in the man. They say go. But Zawiya, who has spent 200 years in America, he has not achieved anything there. But he's one of those that saying that Joseph Barker is well, but he's not well. In order to have better Labiro, we need someone with energy. We need somebody that will be able to read document for 3 to 1 hour, 2 hours. Oh yes, right now you will see a lot of people coming on now to tell Joseph Barker leave the race, and for sure I don't see President Joseph Barker to contest this particular year. He would not. He ought to contest. Keep me on record. Keep me on record. There are a lot of people are saying communication that you should keep aside. You should retire. But they create hunters. These are the young guys who are frustrated, who think about their own interest. They are the one that pushing the old man. Apart from that, President Weah, let me get to President Weah. I won't be bold to Brother Seku Kane. And I travel a lot. I move around. If you want to defeat President Weah Canton this particular year, you need a good strategist. You need a force. With the level of electricity rate in this country, my brother, don't depend on the voters. This country, in order for communists to win, or any other political leaders, there should be a strong collaboration. There should be a strong collaboration for now to March, for now to April. If not, to defeat President Weah, it's going to take time because he has the cash and the electricity rate in this country is high. No Sasson will vote for you. You know, Bo, you don't know Bo will vote for you. You came a man, you came a power will vote for you. That's the country we find ourselves in. Because the country foundation was not built properly. This country foundation was not built properly. That's why you see a lot of young kids today, they attend to alcoholics. That's why you see today, Mama Labira, the country is going backward. That's why today you see the aliens and the foreigners. They are using our brothers and sisters as tools. Since 1847 up to this time, the Lebanese, the aliens, the foreigners, the Indians, they continue to enrich themselves because everybody is seeking for the personal interest. Nobody is there in the middle of Seku Kene to say, let's seek the interest of Mama Labiro. If you check out Moses now, he only there seeking a personal interest. Lofa Julius, he one of those only seeking for a personal interest, but not the interest of Mama Labiro. Where are we heading? When foreigners, when aliens, People are from Guinea right here. They're coming to do business and go and build their country. Wow, the young people continue to preach politics around here. Because that's the only breakfast we get politics every morning. When you have men Henry Costa who left the country unknown to everybody. Oh, yes, men Henry Costa, who is on the government payroll. You don't know that, Brother Suku. Look for you don't know that. Mostly you don't know that. That every time he came recently, he asked for money, and the government said we can't give you money. Because some of the guys that came along with Costa, they collected money to buy the plane ticket. So they came now and saw the ground. The ground is not level. And they look at the old man. He said, the old man, yeah, we may see you. The old man sick that day. I need to get my ass from here and go prepare and come back. That's it, Brother Suku.
Hold on, Mike. You know, Mike, because Mike, the thing when Mike touched on the internet now go off straight. Because we're bringing a different ingredient to the conversation right now.
Steve, what position you want? You want in government?
No, I'm not interested in anything.
Well, Mike said you have a hidden agenda. So
yeah. He said you ain't look for your for your own personal interest. And for me, he want to tell me the strategy they can make commies to win. Just if to say I'm the chief strategy for commies.
I think. You know, Mark said something that's important.
Right.
Costa's leaving the country, which, but it raises a lot of questions. Again, Jose Yuma Bwaga said, why did you leave? I thought you loved the papi and you wanted to make sure you could have extended your ticket.
Besides, I thought you went to participate in an electoral process. Isn't that why one will actually say, I need to stay here. I need to engage the voters. I need to actually make my case. In less than what, a month of arriving in the country, all of a sudden you are now returning to where you claim that you were only here just temporarily. Look, Steve, again, these are some of the things that we need to do. Unfortunately, because a lot of us are afraid of the insults, the personal attacks, so we tend to run away from the reality. We don't want to address these things because we are afraid that the disciples of these individuals will attack you personally. As long as you don't put your hands on me, you can say all you want to say. I'm good with it. Spill out all the insults. But at the end of the day, we have a nation to fight for, a country that is bigger than any individual. Not a single one of us on here is bigger than Liberia. And that's the reason why, Steve, you and I will disagree on issues when it is important to be discussed. And I don't hold back. Like I say to people very often, folks are like, oh, yeah, Cindy is your mom. Call that lady in the back and tell her how often I fight her tirelessly, okay? Because I'm looking at a bigger picture. It's not about Cindy or any specific individual. It's about the country that I believe. Look, Steve, what does a pay us? What value does it add when you can leave from a country where you are able to obtain 10, 15 jobs if you're ready to work? Okay? Yet and still, you ignore all of that, but you focus on the government job in Liberia. What is in this government job? There's nothing wrong with a person, opting to support or participate in the development process. If you have what it takes, come and be a part of the government. There's nothing wrong with it. There are competent Liberians in the diaspora and in Liberia who should be a part of the entire rebuilding process of the nation. And in order to do that, you will have to serve in government in one way or the other. But when you solely target a government job, regardless of whatever the situation is, especially when you are yet to experience anything in that particular area of expertise, you claim to be a professional nurse or an engineer, but you are yet to practice or have a year of experience, and then you want to grab your bags like we had in the 80s, the 90s, and just run to Liberia simply because you have degrees in your possession. It's deceptive because in addition to the theoretical aspects of things, you need practical work experience. If you don't have it, You cannot function because then you have to serve on the job as an intern. You're learning. And this is what President Weah is going through right now. He's learning. And as you see gradually, even in his deliberation, when he addressed upon his ascendancy, President Weah appeared like he didn't know what he was doing. When he was addressing the audience, President Weah was here. He was literally stumbling here and there, going back and forth. But today, he's far better off than he was. So he's learning on the job. Liberia is not ready for that. We want everyone who will hit the ground running because you have had experience working, you have been involved in the workforce professionally, and you are ready to go. The theory is one thing, but we need folks with practical work experience who are ready to serve in that capacity and understand that governance is not the place where, or in government, it's not a place where you actually go to acquire wealth. Governance is the act of service. It's service oriented. In order for you to serve successfully and be faithful in your service, you have to understand that you are there to provide services, not to be appreciated or yield as the king or queen of that time. So no, in order for us to move Liberia forward, these tough conversations will have to be held. And folks who feel like they can't stand it will definitely have to just, take their way out and let the real people stand up.
Well, for those of you some people were asking about the Cash App or the Zelle number or whatever it is. I told you that Sekou would come and post the number. That is the number. We will be opening the line here very soon to take a couple of calls. But I think Sekou, where we are now, reality is kicking in. My only fear is I have two concerns. And I will say it the Labrador way. This is about to prove to us now who are real oppositions and who are not oppositions. Because when Joseph Boaga steps aside, it's not a matter of if. When he steps aside, it's just a matter of when now, in my view. Opposition are opposition. Opposition, that opposition. We have options in the opposition. Are there some people that are going to just automatically make excuses now and say, Joseph Boaga not there again, so me, I don't care about the Labrador voting. What? The Labrador post suffering nothing yet? Joe, we are not changed yet. So you can't sit on the side. But I'm saying to the public, because the thing that people can be afraid to say or how they want to say, I can say it like that. And me, I can say it the wrong way for our own man to understand it. I'm saying to the public that some of these guys have just been acting. They have been acting. And now, the person that they were hiring behind or they're hiring honor, the person can move in front of them now. Where do they go next? What other reason they will not have for supporting Cummins or Tiawan Congo? What other reason they will have? What will be that reason? Or are they going to support CDC? Then all this why they've been supporting CDC. So now we are coming to see the real politics now coming start because we're about to see those who are in opposition. We come and see those who are in opposition. And Lamar Jabata said, yes, Costa is on a payroll. Yes, Costa did not receive any cent. So he got pissed off and discouraged. He tell you about they play him too. Anything he can play games, they play him. Fast and he not get, and he will not get any fast again because Joey himself confused. Joey don't know what's going on. Joey himself confused. So at this moment, he on your own. So let's see what this whole thing is going to lead to, and let's see what's going on. All they put in are passing around talking about, and Steve, let me be honest with you, CDC will win. CDC is not winning anything. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't be afraid. CDC is not losing. It is not going to win anything. CDC will lose. Joel will not be president. And I want to say this. I'm giving it from now to maybe May, June. I will be able to predict if Joel will run or not. Because Joel not seeing a way clear. I know this will sound strange. When we started saying it 2-3 years ago that Joseph Boaga will not run again, some of you started cursing us. CDC ain't coming cuss someone again. We're not get a problem with that one. But in the next few months, we'll be able to tell you if Joel will run or he will not run. Because let me tell you the truth. Joel himself is confused. Joel is afraid. Joel don't know what to do. A couple of people are telling him, man, walk away from anything. Couple of people telling you, oh chief, the people let you just stay there, and the people want for you to go for second term. Okay. The people say we lie again. No problem. We here. Look, segue is up to you. But I'm saying in the next few months, I will be able to open the say if Joey are wrong or not.
Are you guys? Are you guys reading your comments? I'm just. I love when I read the comments on here.
My man, the people say we lie again in my dream, and they won't never happy. Okay.
I've been reading the comments, smiling about it, but it's good. And you know, like I used to say the other day, this particular platform is one of the most engaged audience you ever see, because even those that are here every day, when you say something that they don't like,
it's vice versa. It's vice versa. We know that.
Yeah. So before we can start taking calls, I want to say this, Steve. You know, 2020, in 2022, 2021, 2022. You know, when I said, you know, after the 2019 election, when Dillon won, George Weah was angry. Remember when Jowian went to Nukutane and said, no Ure or Dillon will win election here as long as he remains president?
Yeah.
He said that because what he was told. They give him 100% surety that they got the vote, they're going to win. And the man is still popular. So remember, disappointed. He even said that if they're going to subject him to this kind of humiliation, you wanted to be president, already got the presidency one time, you will leave it with them and walk away. Then that was with Polita Wheat. Then Tifa came. They gave 100% surety that George Weah, they're going to win. That's why all the guys, when Abu Kili said he will not run if Dillon wins, he will not run 2023. When Akala Grace said he will resign if Dillon wins. When Morba Molu said he will resign as chairman of the party if Dillon wins, because that's the promise they gave to George Weah. And George Weah told them, we tried it in year 2019. You lied to me. We lost. Now yesterday we got a vote that we're going to win. They lost again. It was a humiliating defeat. Among all the positions they ran for in 2020 midterm election, you saw what happened. Opposition won more seats. Next to opposition, CPP, I want to say, next to CPP, people who call themselves independent. Joey and people then, they were left empty-handed. Because of that, we are told them, the way things looking, if we're going to be the middle of that, I will not run for anything. I will just finish my time and go. And that is in the back of many citizens. And one of the fight in the CDC today, let me tell you, because Joey said that to them, Magie started fighting to be the one if Joey finally decided not to run. They say toward the one, the most educated one, the most eloquent one, and he got the money, he too won it. All the guys you see over there, they be Troy, Pepsi Yeke, Eugene Nangbe. All the other guys you see right now, they know, they are aware of those things that we may not run. Because now that we don't want the presidency, now that we does not like the presidency, but we feels that he's not going to win, and we are like winning. We knows very well that his popularity is declining by the day. And that was proven by those two elections. So they know exactly, because even the other group, the group that are saying that they are fighting, that the McGill, okay, those people then they were fighting for McGill to get out. Now McGill is out, but they still don't have a space. Leicester Channing. Leicester Channing group is also supported by Molba Molo to put more pressure on George Weah. So the infighting in CDC is because CDC believe that George Weah could say today, I'm not running, because he doesn't want to lose. Even to mend the relationship between George Weah and Joe Howard Taylor, it was because of that. They trying to show him that he can win again. But I can tell you, when the opposition went to court, when Buakai, Ure, and other people took commies to court, that kind of some rejuvenated their spirit. We are saying they can win again because the opposition going to be fighting each other until. But to say, oh, CPP stay alive, that was devastating to them. So what I can tell you right now, I'm not saying that clear-cut CPP going to win the election, but I know the possibility of Joe we are now running is 50-50. I just want to add that. And the reason behind it, he feels that he's not going to win because he feels be disappointed twice. And it's not getting better.
Mr. Connor, let me say here, and I want to say I will object, and based on several different reasons, I want to disagree with you, and then not only do I want to disagree with you, but vehemently, I'm saying I disagree that George Weah have no interest in running for the second term. Sekou, the idea of serving as a president, you know how much it brings, the grease that it literally brings to your elbows. A George Weah, an athlete, a celebrity, a man who have grown to know what it feels like being celebrated and then given the opportunity not based on merits or competence, but based on mere popularity to have been handed the presidency. And based on that, he sees continuously what he could use to his advantage. I doubt that a President Weah will not want to consider the idea of running. I think this thought on the parts of the opposition to think that, oh, George Weah feels like his popularity is declining is one thing that may hurt them and may hit them real hard. If the opposition block, I'm not, and Sekou, you're an individual. Steve, you are an individual. You are entitled to your view and your opinion. But if the opposition were to consider that and don't go out there to preach the message of change, transformation, told the voters, and believe that because George Weah's popularity is declining in their mind so that they can upright win an election, I think they would be setting for themselves a death trap. It would be a literally, you would be surprised. You are setting yourselves up for a wide awakening. Reason why I'm saying this, all right? Two things. A president who actually, an individual who feels like they have no decision or no interest in pursuing an office shows a based on their day-to-day behavior, their activities, and all of that. George Weah literally symbol a little bit. He put you in that direction to make you feel like that because he took 48 or more days. How many days he left the country? People are thinking, oh, okay, this in itself is symbolic of a president who just don't care. You're right. But the people he's actually preaching the message to, if you listen to them upon his return to the country, all he needed to do was to tell them that he brought back commitment. He brought back commitment. He did not say, these are the tangibles. These are what I brought. He said commitment. And
All
the
right,
thing,
let me correct you, then you can complete your
all right, go
talk.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Maybe you did not hear me clearly.
Okay.
I said
Uh-huh.
the possibility of we are now running is not because he doesn't like the presidency. As it's not because he does not enjoy being president. As it is because of being the fear of being defeated after being defeated twice. He felt misled by his people because the 2 times it happened, they assure him 100%. So he doesn't want to set himself up for failure. He loved the presidency so much. He enjoyed it. He getting the fruit of it, making money off of it. And he would love to be president forever. But the reason, or one of the reasons behind the possibility of his saying, you know what, you can have it, you decide who you want to carry, I'm done. If he knows very well he's not going to win, in the fear of losing again, because let me tell you something, people may feel like the 2 times they lost Monserrato, people may feel like, you know, Weah was not on the ballot, but literally Weah was on the ballot.
Right.
It was a referendum on Weah. And besides that, my brother, think about when Weah put John Weah hand up in District 13. And everybody else hands he put out up there, he put up there. John Weah, Polita Wade, where the other person named Thomas Fala. They all lost. Not anywhere else. Moravia, that's the stronghold of the CDC. So he's afraid. It's not that he doesn't want it. So I just want that part on the clear.
But Sickle, then in that regards, we also have to consider the determining factors. All right. Then you had a united opposition that was going against the CDC at that time.
Yeah.
So currently, looking at the current state of the opposition bloc, you don't sense any act of unity. So George Weah, this is the guy, again, take into consideration, this is the guy whom was actually pressurized to go back to school to obtain a degree. Remember, when he was actually asked about his academic achievement, he said, if that is your concern, I'm going back. I'll go and get you the bachelor's, whether somebody get it for me, I don't care. But if that's what you're concerned about, I'm going to go get it for you. He went and got it. He presented it to the people. This is what you consider a prerequisite to the presidency. Here is it. Now I got it. What next? Then they said to him, hold on. You need some governmental experience. He said, oh, that's what you want? Guess what? I'm going to use my popularity, not my experience, like I said earlier, my understanding of governance. I'm going to use my popularity to ascend to that position. So he became a senator. Did he produce? No, he did not. And then the people said, oh, okay, Ali, now you have some kind of experience in government and you are, in quotations, educated. So we can test you with the presidency. What make you think that this same guy cannot come up and say, you know what? Looking at the opposition bloc, they are literally falling apart. They are fighting among themselves. I can use this to maintain my presidency because my support bloc will never diminish, no matter what you do. George, there are folks, as a matter of fact, you can attest to it, that there are individuals who will declare themselves seditionists, and there are folks who will declare themselves Weahians. That tells you why it is true that they differ in ideologies. They still believe that this individual can still move Liberia forward. So I don't think.
Okay. Let me agree with you in part.
Okay, go ahead.
That's true. That's true. There are people who are dug in no matter what. Yes, but let me tell you something. CDC have never been divided as they are today. CDC, when they were united, 100% CDC united, they never won the election as CDC. And even after the creation of the Coalition for Democratic Change, comprising of other parties, the MPP, the LPDP, the state could not win in the first round. Since then, sedition that feel disenfranchised, sedition that, let me just say, there are vast majority of seditions who were with George Weah from the start that are no longer with George Weah. Let me tell you, no matter what happened, because you know what? They felt that they were played. I mean, there are seditions that will do everything to say every good thing about George Weah. Let me tell you to the 100%, and George Weah knows this. So far, CDC is divided than you can imagine. And that's why they've been losing. George Weah, the people that love George Weah, no matter what happened, they still love George Weah. But there are people that want to see George Weah downfall to say, you know what, we told you, you misled us, you play us, you make us to do everything for you. When you got the presidency, you kick all your behind, with your foot. And now their number is increasing.
But yeah,
but you know what they're looking for?
No.
They don't know where to land. A safe home. They can't. That's the only problem.
So
and one of the major problems too is that we have a lot of people in politics, but we have two major candidates, which is Wakai and Kumis. At the end of the day, if one of those people, any of them, make it to the second round, that person will win the election.
And I want to say that
any of them, whether it's Joseph Boakai, whether it's Komiso, any of them go for the second round. Believe me, that person will be the next president. That's the reason why those young folks.
You sound very confident.
Yeah, I know. I'm not because I know exactly. We said this thing. We said it before the midterm, the 2020 election. We said it. That you know what people, you know why kind of like somehow bring the confidence back to CDC and the president when the division, when Costa went on a rampage, right? Insulting commission on a daily basis, and then taking Ure, going to the court, and then using Boakai, using Yombli, using all the people there. That kind of gave them some hope that opposition can only defeat us when they are with CDC, with CPP. We can only defeat us when they are united. But the fact that we finish this combobulated, the whole opposition bloc, CPP is done. We are spirit came back to run for president again. But let me tell you today, the resurgence of CPP, to say the name CPP, the nomenclature CPP stay alive,
right?
Cannot renew the hope of people who cannot got stomach to see we are presidency.
And
the problem there that people are angry right now, I will just learn on this.
Okay.
Costa being somebody working for the government with his father Benina Ure, for them to be the one that to be pushing Joseph Juma Boakai simply because to keep the opposition divided, knowing that they don't want the Omen to be anything, but they just want to make sure they keep the opposition confused so that they keep them divided. So at the end of the day, when they go to the pool divided, the anger will grow, the animosity will grow. At the end of the day, the opposition will split. Some of them will go for John Weah, some of them will go for the other person. But that's the motive. They know very well that Boakai may not run, and they don't want him to run. But they just want to keep him around or to keep the opposition divided so you can't have a united opposition. That's the deal. But what's going on right now? The opposition and people, 1 million Liberians, they are getting to understand as to what is really going on. My man, Costa went to Liberia when opposition were together. You saw it when it was CPP.
Yeah, and I saw his return.
And Costa went this time around without
Yep.
the CPP, and Costa, after his behavior towards the CPP, you saw what happened. The people are not stupid, my man. They may not be talking, but they're not stupid. Trust me.
So Sekou, here's what I'm going to do here, right? I'm going to deviate purposely for something that you mentioned about participation, government officials, and everything else. And I want to purposely do this to highlight a thing or two here. Whether or not George Weah remains president, or we have a new president, can Liberia progress with the current legislatures that we currently have representing the people? Whether you have Honorable Boycott as a president, or Honorable Mr. Cummins, or Tier 1, is there a possibility that this country can move forward with those individuals who are corrupt mentally, physically, psychologically, in any way, shape, or form, are not serving in the interest of the people? Instead, they are simply seeking the brown envelopes, and instead directing all of the attention at one person, that is the executives. Will Liberia move forward with those same individuals still in power and maintaining their position, and the consistent idea of deceiving the people when it comes to legislations and, of course, oversight? Can we move Liberia forward with an individual instead of a government? Because a government comprises of the three branches. And unfortunately, what we hear, what we see, what we notice is not the acts on the part of those who are supposed to be representatives of the people. And when I say representative, not the title, but those who are serving as legislators and representatives, your senators. Unfortunately, they are doing less than what is expected of them. Can an individual president actually change the trajectory of things with those same scavengers, hyenas, still in possession of power?
Okay. Let me tell you this. If you look at governance systems, if you look at the way government is supposed to be, Liberia is a different country. Liberia, we are different people. Liberian presidency, the example of that is that when you are president of Liberia, you run three branches. You are in charge of the executive, you are in charge of the judicial, you are in charge of the legislature. That's what happened in Liberia. The president decide what happened with the judiciary. The president decides, as a matter of fact, the president, the government in power, decide who to be the pro-tem, Senate pro-tem. The president decide who to be the speaker.
I disagree with you, Kobe.
Okay,
The president just appointed. The president just appointed two individuals, and it was denied. Okay, go ahead.
Listen.
All right.
If you think Liberia is a normal country, then you are mistaken. If you think Liberian government behave like a normal government, then you are mistaken. We had a when CDC took over, right? The opposition representatives were more than sedition. But you know what? Sedition were elected to lead the House of Representatives. Because why? Because money from the executives. Because money they expect to get from the executive and money that were distributed to them. And they are not in it for legislation. They are not in it to pass law. They are not in it for oversight. They are in it for what they get in their pockets. So whoever is president, if that person can follow the rule of law and follow the actual governing system, things will change in Liberia. Let me tell you something. Because Jowiya decided the way he wanted the legislature to be, that's why it is right now. Because Jowiya decided the way he wanted the judicial to be. Look at the Supreme Court. Look at what they have done. So in Liberia, it's a different system. It's a different country. If you have good president in Liberia, who is law-abiding, who follow rule of law, who respect the Constitution, who love the Liberian people, trust me, everything will change. And you will disagree with me. Those guys, let me tell you, all those guys were there in the House, when they are in the Senate, they reject anybody. They're not rejecting it because they are bad. They're rejecting it, number one, because they didn't get any money that they wanted, or their few of them will be fear of the pressure from you, myself, and other Liberians recently. But they are not doing anything for the country. They don't care. Whoever is the president, call the shot. Period.
So, Sekou, keyword, and I'm sorry, Steve. I hate to kind of just keep you out of the conversation. I'll let you chime in here, but you know, you highlighted a specific word, which is normal. Who normalizes the situation? Isn't it the people or you and I who hold these individuals' feet to the fire? When you say Liberia does not operate or function on a normal government or government, and that's why I specifically said with the current individuals, with the current individuals who are representing the people in power, do you think that Liberia can be transformed with the mindset? Yesteryears, when I had George Weah, he was able to give me brown envelopes so I could buy my house, build my house, and do everything. Do you think with an Obama president or presidency, we can transform Liberia, even though the mindsets of those guys and women is still the same like it is today, where they are vulnerable to any handouts given to them? All of them. I'm not taking away any one of them. I'm saying in general. Again, I'm speaking as Lofa, not SKTV, but I'm saying all of them who represents the people are corrupt to the core. So can you tell me today, even an elected Cummins or Brekai can change the way we want things to be done, especially the way we see things happening from the house level? That's what it is. I'm not denying the fact that
Okay. To answer your question, in just 2 words,
uh-huh.
is yes. And the reason for that, all the money they're stealing, all the corruption you're talking about is emanating from the executive.
Okay.
The president is the one that's sending the money to them. So if you have a president who only believe in the rule of law, who only believe that you should play by the book, that money will not go. So where are you going to corrupt? The money is coming from the government.
Okay.
So the president is the one that leading the people to corruption. Because let me tell you something. These people in Liberia there, all the representative and senator, they call the president chief. They want they should be the supervisor. But when they see the president, they put their tail between their legs. They're afraid, they're scared. Because you know what? They're where they can get corruption money, the money from. So if the president ceases to be corrupt, if the president cannot release money, cannot tell a finance minister, go give them this, go give them that, everything they do over there, it emanates from the presidency. So if you have a good president who frown on corruption, who fight against corruption, who cannot give judiciary 100% independent to play by the rule, not interfere. Whoever is engaged in corruption, they be prosecuted and go to jail. If you have that president, let me tell you something. Look at these guys over there. You know how many of them in that place? They're not supposed to be in the Senate, but you don't have guys in the Senate with the correct courage, because I don't want to call it something with real something to say yes, we can do this. They can't do it because you know what? They know about the country. They are in there just for the money. And who gave them the money? Is the government. Is the government through the president. That's the problem. That's what we want you to understand. They are bad, but you're giving them. You are aiding and abetting their corruption as president.
Thank you.
You have a good president who knows exactly what they are doing and cut all those loopholes Definitely, they will change because you don't see the money. Where you going to take it from?
So, oh, okay. I see where
Well,
you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. Go ahead,
So,
Steve.
gentlemen, I'd like for us to take one or two calls so we can close the show.
Yeah.
But just in light of something Lofa said earlier on, I wanted to prove his point right that there were going to be some reactions to Loma Bowie's statement. Um, our friend from Jose Yuma Boaga, I know he's Jose Boaga's spokesman. I know Unity Party spokesman. I don't know what he is. Look at his reaction to Loma Bowie.
Who?
Costa, look at what he wrote to Loma Bowie.
What
I told you. I told you.
Dear Pella's sister Loma Bowie,
My
I
goodness.
read your post. I have one question for you. When did you medically examine JMB to determine whether he is fit to run for president or not? Declare yourself my sister and stop pretending to be neutral because you are not.
You see?
Have a blessed day.
And,
So,
and these are the kind of comments where people would not expect us to respond to. Look, Steve, I'm sorry to say this to you. I'm sorry to jump in. I would prefer to have Sekou to start off addressing this, but I want to be the first to say this. You know, I have said this time without number, and I will, consistently say this. Yesteryears, when the boys were playing around with Liberia, the men were still trying to figure out how to protect the women and children. Now that the men are out, we will protect the boys, the women, and the children. Yesteryears, when an individual had access to the microphone, so he felt he could actually manipulate the system and condition the minds of the people. Today, the microphone is available to every young man and woman with access to cell phone. All right. So let me say this: that nonsense that Costa is spewing out there, I don't think it deserves any form of attention at all. It literally amplifies what I stated earlier, that those selfish individuals who are all about themselves and lazy to compete, they lack the ability to compete with you and I here. They are finding reason and using this as a tunnel to acquire wealth at the expense of the suffering masses. But you know what? You, myself, neither will Sekou Kane or others sit and allow these morons to simply take control of a country that deserves better. Simply because you lack the ability, the morals to stand up and obtain a job. So you think the best way to gaining wealth is through the support or some level of deception. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work. Lima Boy, a reputable individual, a woman, a wife, okay, a mother, simply advise and you're questioning based on tribal lines. My brother sister, who cares? She could be your crown sister, your kissing sister, your Loma sister. At the end of the day, we are looking at her, all right, as a Liberian who disagree with the current situation, the condition of an elderly man, a statesman who should be respected and be given due diligence. Unfortunately, the likes of you who believe the best thing that you can ever do is to continuously exhibit the idea of deception and continue to move in that direction to enrich yourselves, or possibly, I don't even know if I would say enrich yourselves, but I don't think it's going to be accepted. Neither will we tolerate this kind of behavior. I saw it. I knew it would happen. And this is where we are today. It is upon us to actually react or ignore these kind of comments. Go ahead.
thank you so much, Lofa. Sekou, do you want to say anything before we go to the lines?
Yes, I do. I'm not going to say much, but there's no surprises here. And it also means nothing. The brother, like you said, our brother, he's the brother. I still like Costa as a Liberian. I like every Liberian anyway. But when it comes to politics, certain people their voice matter. Certain people too, their voice is nothing. But what Costa does, Costa is a bully. He bullies people, and many Liberian politicians succumb to bully. That's why before Facebook and most of these major social media platforms came to being, Costa then was like the one-eyed giant in the home of the blind, the one-eyed giant in the town of the blind. You know, where everybody in the city are blind and you have one person with one eye, they're the giant. Love, it may sound funny, but that's the truth.
I'm reading the comment over here that says,
Okay.
I'm using
So-
SKTV to gain popularity. That's why I'm laughing.
That's fine. That's okay. So, the statement, Steve, you remember when this brother told the Liberian people that I'm going to, when you were planning to escape the first time, I'm on my way to the immigration tomorrow. I need thousands of you there to show to the people that we are for real. 11 people show up. That was to show that Costa's popularity was declining. Secondly, when Costa recently went to Liberia, he was so disturbed. He said, my people, let's wait for the people to come. People supposed to wait for you to come so you can go home. But you went first and tell people that you know you were coming home for 3-4 months. So Costa has no relevance politically to many Liberians. Don't get me wrong. There are people that are with him no matter what. 100% with him. But there are not that many people. They are with him. They will insult, they will disrespect you. That's fine. But they have nothing. That's why Benny Nayure have been nothing. You listen to this guy. When Prince Justice say Benny Nayure being elected country before, Prince Justice asked that question. The reason is because they got no constituency. They got no tangible follower voter they can vote. When Costa ran to be representative, he barely get 300 people. So, these comments, this guy is a government agent that the government is used as an attack dog to anybody or will be critics of the government or anybody that will give room or that will sign a sense of reasoning or a sense of unity, that will bring a sense of unity among opposition. Anybody that will bring that, he will get at you because they don't want to see that. That's why this guy is against everything that has to do with opposition coming together. Or anybody who speak about that, he will get at you to bully you so you can shut up so the opposition can never be united. You saw this guy the very day the CPP came to being, say, yeah, we have a document today. We are now an institution, united front against the government. The brother came out with the distracted, to distract the people. No. Before anybody can be anything, you got to sign agreement with me in the COP. These are the strategy to distract and disrupt or confuse opposition from getting together. The man told you, anybody who wants to bring Kumi and Baka together or go against you, because you know what? He doesn't want to see anything, sound of unity among opposition. So don't worry about Costa. Costa is a Liberian, is a brother. He has a follower that bring such like a peanut. They will agree with anything Costa say. Costa say a black, even if they know it's white, they say a black. Costa say a white, even if they know a black, they will say a white. So those people, they will follow him no matter what. But how many are they? They can't change, they can't move a chain. They can't change anything. That's why Costa's statement is expected. He will continue to do it. One day, me, Costa, we are working with the government to prosecute Kumi. The next day, the government started for him. Costa has no bearing. He's very inconsistent. Everybody, even the people that follow him, they know that the man is nothing. But there are people that believe in him, but their number is nothing. They cannot change anything in Liberia. So don't worry about it. People should not worry about what Costa says. People should focus on what is the reality in Liberia. Costa has nothing, and he knows that. Costa people that follow him, they know he did nothing, and they know it. They traffic in lies. They survive in lies and deception, making it to look like there's some support, some imaginary support out there for Costa. That if Costa support you, be something. But Costa cannot be himself, make anything. He cannot be a father Ure anything. His party never grow. The party remains Joseph. The party remains Costa, Telia Ure, and Bedina Ure. One family party. The party never grow. But still, you think say Costa is popular. But Costa put his everything to that party. How can the same people not following the party? But how? But like I said, most of these people, their brain size is like a peanut. There's nothing in there to hold on to anything. The brain is so empty. There's nothing there to say. So, Steve, you can take a few calls, but let me tell you something. Costa comment is nothing, and people should not worry about it. It's expected, and anybody who will speak unity, who will think or bring anything that resembles opposition coming together, Costa will go at you. Plain and simple.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kane. Let's take some calls, and as time goes by, we're getting some information coming in here. Maybe the next show we'll talk about some of the things that happen in Liberia, because we are getting some credible information about some of the things that occur in Liberia. We just want to get the evidences or the documentations to these things so that when we're speaking to it, we can openly challenge them to say that lot, and we'll prove it to you, because we're sending their own messages so that they can know that they think it's deeper than we think. But Mr. Kane, the lines are open. As you can see, please place your call.
I think people have been calling, but we just forgot about them. Hold on. So if you're on the line, just hold your line right there. We'll get back to you. We'll call your line DJ, then you come on. The first person that called,
I think I had the first caller.
Yeah, I got people be on here for 10 minutes. We're waiting.
Okay, but I'm putting it on.
Yeah, so the first person that called here, the last number is 4658 701 number. What is your name? Where you calling from?
Thank you, Mr. Tanner. Greetings to everybody on the platform. And to my brother, Lofaji Julius. This is Teddy Ted Lion Yakon, calling from Fargo, North Dakota. Yeah, Deputy Chairman for Operations for the city, in this place. Well, you guys been touching on some stuff. I don't like the way you guys came on my president when it comes to, because what really touched me first that make me to get on the show, to call on the show, Lova Gina says something. No matter what, whether we are opposition or from the ruling party or from whatsoever, we need to find a common ground to make our approach as Liberians, patriotic Liberians, to the legislators, the lawmakers, relating to a lot of unfolding stuff that's very complicated. You know what I'm saying? So we want to understand the intricacies, how to go about this approach, where it should be unanimous. It shouldn't be based on hate. Or like typical example, look at the approach Falcon is taking in bombing. Something we never had before. All our very minerals areas, very concessions, Liberians should be having a very unanimous approach towards things, holding our government feet to the fire. These things, when I'm seditious, I can join ranks with patriotic Liberians in a unanimous way. But because I know issues, those things, the lawmaking, all these things are happening. The executive, it's not a problem. You see, let your lawmakers people how.
My man, you get 1 minute. You get 1 minute. I want you to conclude, please. You got other people on the line with him.
Yeah. So on that is why we can join ranks with. But there are other complicated issues that when it comes to the health of the urban worker, maybe on the SKTV, on Liberia Public Radio, FOL, I said 2 years back in political analysis, my old man went like that, he stroke all that. I know the pains, how his son feels like. I said it 2 years back that before the election, the old man will not be a candidate. The old man will rather hold somebody up. I said it. I made a challenge, open it.
Thank you.
So I'm telling Lion Yako, what's going on? It's very important to discuss the public health too. But Nima Boy, her request is good, but also Nima Boy, she's a scrupulous person. She needs to talk about what she did.
Because she's not supporting the CDC. Because she's not supporting the CDC. She's not a scrupulous person. That's not true.
The money gave up for the old people.
My brother, thank you.
Let's see what better tell you this. The money gave up for the old people. She's so stupid.
No, that's not. My man, everybody should be qualified to talk about corruption, but not CDC, man. Thank you, though. Thank you. Everybody should be qualified to talk about corruption, but not CDC. Hey, caller, what is your name and where you calling from? I think this is Mr. Maolo.
Yeah, hi, Sekou. This is Mr. Maolo. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Mr. Maolo, welcome. And 1 minute, everybody, because we're running out of time. Please.
Listen, the first thing we started the program with is the letter from Lemon. You know, the truth is hard to accept. But reality is what makes the truth the truth. I don't blame the Costa or anybody else. I blame Joseph Walker's family for having him go through what he's gone through. Because if he was my dad, all the political thing will stop until we know where he stands medically. And if the doctor tells me that he cannot go on, you can do what you want to do with your politics. It's done. It's over. We'll make a statement and he will withdraw. You know, this man's life is more important now than anything else. All these other little leeches, they're leeching on him to suck the blood of Liberia. And God in heaven himself is telling us it is not right. You know, I tell Liberian people all the time, the question Liberians should ask themselves, forget about coalition, forget about opposition coming together or CDC coming together. The question is, what do we need as Liberians to improve our livelihood? What do we need as Liberians to take us out of this rut that we have put ourselves into? Do we need politicians? Do we need economists? Do we need vision for people? Do we need connected people? Do we need money managers? Do we need investors? When we have answered those questions to the truthfulness of ourselves individually, it makes the voting easier because all we have to do, look at the candidates we have and see which among these people can be the best to produce these results.
Thank you.
And that makes voting easier for us.
Yeah.
What Lofa said, the question that Lofa asked, and I think you sufficiently answered, Sekou. But one thing I would like to add to that, Lofa, they got this thing they call sanction now that is looming over corrupt people. It makes that legislature very easy to control. Because the first thing you ask for an audit of the legislature. And as soon as the Liberian people know that the Liberian president is standing up strong against the legislature, they will stand up strong. It is fear of the presidency that got the Liberian people scared because they feel the Liberian presidency will order the security forces against them. But when they know the president is standing with them, the Liberian people will stand up to these people. And what I think they should stand up to them for, put in a referendum to cut their time in that legislature. They need to cut their time. They're staying there too long, they're too comfortable, and they need to get out of there. And if it was up to me, the 15 of them that won, and the I think 60-something or 30-something of them that are running, they should vote all of them out.
Thank you.
Bring in people who are being successful, who have already achieved something for themselves, who you can have something as collateral against, and put them there, and let's see what they do.
Thank you, Mr. Maulu. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. So,
yeah, I have a caller here, Mr. Kane.
okay, go ahead. Then after that, we'll take this 763 number.
Yeah, caller, what's your name? What are you calling for, please?
It is Cyrus. I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Yeah, my man. How the weather? How the weather in Minneapolis?
No, cool. I'm not in Minneapolis. I'm in Rochester. I'm in the Miracle Marketing Center.
Oh, okay. Speedy recovery.
Well, I was just calling. I've been monitoring the show, and I just tell me like brain politics. Our people just need to put their emotions aside and see things for where they are. Like Sekou said, Costa is a government agent. I tell people, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand something that's simple. If the CPT was the only driving vehicle that we had that could have replaced this government, and this guy was behind the collapse of the CPP, then tell me who is he working for? You don't have to be a college student. You don't even need a hospital, but just common sense. Who is this guy working for? Look, I listened to, because you read it previously, and Lopa Gilles came and repeated Lehman Bowie little post. Look at the response to Lehman Bowie. This woman is calling for opposition unity. She's calling for a united front to take on this criminal cartel. And you tell the lady to pick her side. Where is the message there? Where is it telling you? If the woman is telling the opposition to form a bloc or force for bloc to go against this government, and he's telling the lady that she's pretending instead she should pick a side. Come on, man. A lot of people, I don't know, man. I don't know who support this guy at this stage. If the current opposition. And I'll repeat it. It's common sense. This lady, she has been consistent. You know, the guy is something called the Gandhi principle. Gandhi said, if you believe in something and you really trust it, you should stick to what you believe in, even if you're in the minority of one. Sometimes you don't need a group to validate what you stand for. Yep. Just stand for what you believe. And I want remember we continues to do. She has done it on so many occasions. But that same man who claimed to be part of the telling you, remember to pick a side. So why are you telling me that she should be a sedition? Because I wouldn't even tell me it will be the one logic to it. This woman calling for opposition unity, she said, no, if we are fragmented, we cannot take on the government. We should come together. She appealed to the political leader every single day of the week. And you're telling her to pick us up? Are you telling me you don't know which side she stands on at the moment? No, Steve. I mean, I appreciate you guys that come on every night or every day to enlighten our people. But our people themselves, they're their own problem, man. They're almost like the Stockholm syndrome. Because this thing is as clear as broad daylight. People should know what they stand for. We see the options. We look at the candidate in the race. For me, I already picked myself, bro. I'll tell you, that number. The best ticket to take on Georgia at one. Because for me, I will start with Joseph Waga. I just think based on the day and dispensation, looking at his background, looking at his health, his achievement for government, I think he's not the best. My best ticket to take on Georgia will be the combination of Alexander Cummings and Tewan Gonglo. And you know the reason I say that? Because Alexander Cummings and Tewan Gonglo, they can make the case that they are new. Tewan Gonglo has credibility. He resigned from government before. He comes from a legal background. And where this concession agreement, this bogus concession agreement happened? In the Senate. What do you think it will make a good vice president? Alexander Cummings got corporate background. When we're talking about investment and job creation, look at the circumstances in the country. Tell me, which ticket you think can take on Georgia at the moment? When especially with the situation of the VP. We don't have to support them because we like them or what we can get. If I look at my guys, you're talking about job. Bro, you live in the Western world, you went to Harvard, you were given all the scholarship. Are you telling me you cannot find something if we will keep voting for president based on our proximity to them? Because what we'll get, how many jobs we got in Labrador for 5 million people? If we keep voting for president based on what we get there, I don't think Labrador will go anywhere. because everybody got somebody in the race that it will make the case for. But the question is that the best candidate at the moment? But anyway, let me just cut it here short for now and change the game for the show. I mean, I love the All-Star panel for the holiday. I got my brother Lofa Julius over there with Steve and Siku, so we are in good hands for the rest of the day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
So before we take the next call, we still have tons of callers here, but before we take the next call, I just wanted to thank people. You know, Steve, when you said that we should add the cash app something, your man Bill Carson always send $5. He can always be the first person to send $5. So Bill Carson want to say thank you, and another sister sent $50, but she doesn't want her name to be called, but want to say tell her thank you. So out of 700 people, or 770 people, only two people gave money here so far to SKTV, but it will be unfair for all to continue without recognizing those people who actually say something to support the platform.
And to be honest with you, just shortly, as humans, we are incentive driven. When someone gives you something, it's always good to acknowledge, appreciate whether it is a dime, just acknowledging them and appreciating their contribution. It just encourages them to do more, because that's who we are. When people praise you for the good work you're doing, you continue to reinforce it. The reason why you see Steve come on here every day and acting like he's John Jante and the truth telling busman is because people appreciate him for his upfront attitude. He says what he is, so people appreciate him for that, and that just literally just support his continuous idea for the fight and to be truthful with his views. So I think in addition to your statement, I want to say thanks to those who contributed to SKTV tonight, and to my man Monk, you got it right. It's an all-star game today. We're participating. I hope I win the MVP.
You already won it. You got it already. There's no competition. In our culture, you say you got to respect the stranger, right? So you got everything. All right, let's go to the line. We still have callers here. So caller 763 number, last 4 DJ 8452. What is your name and where you calling from?
Oh yeah, hello, this is Leo calling from Minnesota.
Who?
Leo,
okay. Go ahead, Leo.
Hi to you, hi to Steve, and hi to Lofa.
Sure.
The opportunity to be on the show. I want to believe this is my first and second time on the show. I just want to address the issues when it comes to concerning of Mr. Boycott, former vice president. I just want to talk to those people who continue to encourage the old man, who continue to push the old man. I want the Liberian people to know it is not about old man Boycott. What I'm realizing here, it is about them. It seems to be they're trying to prove a point, right? And I think they want to prove a point to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, not necessarily to anyone else, that if she should become president, it means Mr. Barker could also become president, which Ellen Johnson said he had no problem with that, because she brought Joseph Barker believing that they understand they were friends, they understand, right? And they were pairs at least to run the country. Because when she was leaving, before she left 2011, let me just go back. Most of these people she talking, they don't even know the formation of the bring of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to the Unity Party. They don't even understand. Some of us who don't even talk into it, we just keep low, because these people don't understand how these things came into play. Some of them are just new people, newcomers, and I know deeply what is going on. And you understand me? It's not about anything. It's about they themselves. Mr. Barker is not so anxious of becoming president, but I think he finds himself in a situation where it almost like, let me just do it for them. Not necessarily for Liberian people in the sense, because he already done. He's not going to run. I can be sure to people. But those who are standing by him are causing more harm to him. Ellen just said he promised when she was leaving that after 2000 election, the next election, they were trying to bring some young people in. They have someone at Americana. They have someone at Kafwa. They have all the people there that the Unity Party will have dropped up, right, to meet this time. But instead of that, what did they do? They pushed the woman, believing that when you go, just as Ellen won, and we didn't benefit. So we too right, will push you for us to benefit. You understand? And these are the cards that they are playing today. But I want to say to them, they are making a great mistake. Those days are gone. The past is gone. We're seeing the present. Now it's time to look at the future. You understand, right? I'll conclude by telling them, you guys are making a great mistake. You'll stop attacking your Bowie, because if you continue to do that, the only thing you'll be doing is, at the end of the day, you won't find space in Liberia. We brought Ellen when Ellen was coming to the Unity Party. We were there with her. We know how she came in, and we stood by her. Today, I can tell the truth. Those newcomers, they are joking. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wow, thank you very much. We appreciate it. The reason why I give this guy all the time, they got me on hold for forever. Let's switch to the other person here. 267 number, last 4 digit is 8040. What's your name and where you calling from? 267 8040. Okay. While we're waiting for that person to respond, let's go to the other line here. This is 817 number, last 4 digit 5651. What is your name and where you calling from?
My name is Eric Peabody. I'm calling from Fort Worth, Texas.
Eric Peabody from Fort Worth, Texas. Go ahead, sir.
Sickle, how you doing? Steve, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Good. I'm going to make a contribution of $50 towards the program.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
I'd like to thank both UNC for hosting this program, because I think it gives Liberians an opportunity to learn about Liberia and what it means to vote, and give them a clear picture of who the candidates are and all that. But quickly, I listened to the former vice president talk, and from what I gather, having listened to him, I think I came away with the understanding that he is an just an upscale version of George Weah. And by that I mean the people who he has surrounded himself with are people who George Weah surrounded with as well. And because those people who are surrounded by George Weah were there for their own selfish reason, because they know that they could not achieve or accede to what to the status where they are right now on their own merits. So they use George Weah to reach their goal. And the same thing goes for former Vice President Joseph Boycott. There are certain individuals who want to reach a certain place politically, but they cannot do it on their own merits. So they are using Joseph Boycott to attain those goals. The number one person is Henry Costa. Henry Costa wants to be, I think he actually shied away from announcing his intention of being president of Liberia. So the way to get to that goal is to push this Joseph Boycott narrative, and in the intention of reaching that goal. And I'm sorry, but in my own estimation, I do not think that Joseph Boycott, or former Vice President Joseph Boycott, is fit to be the next president of Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we appreciate everything. We appreciate your call, you calling, and then we appreciate your contribution as well. So we'll take a few more calls and then we'll call it a day, because a lot of people stay calling. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Last 4 digits is 2524.
Yeah, I'm Dr. King, calling from Illinois.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Welcome,
Thomas
sir.
King. Sekou and Moses, nice speaking with you guys. My thing is, I think Liberia is at a path right now that we need to be true to ourselves. Okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Okay? We should be true to ourselves. We have a lot of young Liberians over here, including myself, okay, who trying to invest into that country. We have a country that no other people have. We are a small group of people. We have everything that we need. I'm sorry, Omen Boaka, I respect him, okay? He has served his country. As a physician, when I heard that he was sick, I don't know the true nature of it. I just think this country is not at the path that we can allow that to happen. In as much as we want to get, people are trying to get President Weah out. It's a democratic country. Liberian people need to think, but Omen Boaka is not the person. If he was my father, as that young man said earlier, he needs to rest. He needs to take care of himself. He needs to direct the next president of this country on his ideas that he has. You know, he can be an advisor. But for the Liberian people to sit back and take Omen Boaka because they have no choice. They do have choices. Okay? You have Commies. Commies need to show himself and show the Liberian people what he can do for them. He needs to do that, and he must do that. You know, we have Tiawon Gunglo. If he wants to become a president, he needs to show the Liberian people what type of president he can become. Okay? George Weah, it's a democratic country. The Liberian people elected him. Now it is his obligation. His first term is about to be over. If he wants to make a change, he can still make the change for his people. Our people. It's time for us to stand up together and get over this tribalism, friendship, because it does not move us anywhere. We will continue to be in other people's country, continue to live here. Our children will continue to be out of our country when they should know about Africa. They should know about Liberia. We can do this. We are not idiots. They have lots of smart Liberians who can do this. We can all work together, but we should not like take 80-something-year-old man who has so much health care problem, but because of our own selfishness, we continuously pushing him to become a president. That's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on him. I'm sorry for talking long, but
no, you good. Just want you to conclude. That's fine.
It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to wake up and do what is right for everyone, for the children who are coming up, for everyone. That our people can eat at least 3 meals a day. Come on. You go in Liberia, you see the vegetation. It's green. Everything looks good. Why can't we feed ourselves? Why can't we do these things? We keep on picking the same old selfish officials. Same old people.
Bro, thank you.
They give you money for one day. I'll land. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll land.
That's okay. That's okay. Next time if you call like earlier on the show, trust me, I'll give you more time. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Can I do that? And Sekou, I will send something to you. I don't want to tell you what I'm going to send, but I will send something on WhatsApp to your platform. Please, Liberian, let us wake up.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. So with that, I just want to update people on people that have contributed. Some say I should not call their name. The one that didn't say that, I will call your name. I appreciate you. So,
Sekou, I think somebody asked to call from Liberia. So, do you guys have?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so the first number over there, the 480-862-0783 is a WhatsApp number as well. So you can call that number. The first number, 480-862-0783 is a WhatsApp number, is a direct number. So you can get it through by whatever means. So I wanted to update. Somebody sent Zell. I will call the first name, Henry. Anybody can be Henry. So the person didn't say don't call my first name, but I just wanted to call the first name. You know, when you say Henry, it could be Henry Costa, it could be Henry Dubai, it could be Henry Kamara, or Henry Colley, whatever. But it's Henry. That's the name of the first name of the person. Then on the Cash App, the person say contribution. That person Name is Clark. Anybody can be Clark. $25. Another person, Foka, $50. My brother Joseph Conto, $10. And the lady that said we shouldn't call her name, $50. And my brother Walker, but we call him Bill Carson. He's $5. He even will forget. He always say, don't forget to pin the number, cash app number, and you always be the first to say $5. We really appreciate him. Even forget to put it there, he will text me, he inbox me, say, don't forget to put the cash app up there. And when we put it there, you'll be the first to send $5. So Bill Carson, we really appreciate it. So on Cash App, we have $165 plus $20 on Zelle. So that's $185. Imagine, we Liberian people, we appreciate it. Trust me. And don't think anything you give to us is small, because this is not one day issue. This is going to be every day you get anything. You get something today, fine. You don't get something today, that's okay. Anytime you get something to give us, we appreciate it. You see, all those shows that we can see, the CNN, all these things, and the money they put in our do advertisement on their stuff. So if you got something to advertise, you want to promote, our platform is huge. If you go look at the followers, we have over 350. If all the people were following at the same time, 350,000 people, then that one a different thing. But people follow the show different time, with different from different country. So people have different time zone. And people that even click like on the show is 47,000 plus. So one time when we promote the book for our brother here, Josiah Jokai, right? When we promoted the book twice, initially we charged him, he paid us. But after a week, he himself, he sent us some money, appreciating that he said he had more sale in his book than expected. Similarly, there was a guy who called here, was also sending money to Liberia, which have like a money transfer service. When we call a number here, they almost ran out of money. Similarly, our brother and friend, Emmanuel Service, when he started that money sending to Africa, to Liberia, we talk about it here, we give his number to people. He received a lot of people that were sending money to him. So if you have a business, you get anything you want to promote, get to us. We'll promote it for you. It's not going to be free, but we'll do it with a very reasonable cost, because you are our friend, you are our supporter. We are here because you are here. You're not here, we're not going to be here. So Lofa, I think we have had enough. We already hit 3 hours. Can you imagine, my man? So we got to call it a day now. So I will give you the time. It's okay. Steve is back. You and Steve can close. Then we can call it a day.
I mean, I think it was a great show, to be honest with you. We hate a variety of things that needed to be discussed, and as often, it is always welcoming to see a collaborative effort in the interest of Liberia. I was reading some of the comments on here. Look, Liberians, let me tell you something. Part of the reason why we tend to fail very often is the idea of not understanding competition. Um, in a competitive world, all right, the idea of competition is accepting the opposing ideals and then going against it with a much better innovative thought so that you can beat it. Um, I have made this clear, and to you, I'm not going to state your name. Now that I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to say this. Um, me appearing on SKTV is not anything different from me being on Across Africa. My goal and objective here is to fight for Liberia, and I would do it on reputable platforms that believe, as I stated earlier a couple days ago, it believe in the transformation of Liberia. Steve is my brother. Sekou is a brother. And I believe all of you on here, we are all one family. It's just that we may have diverse views when it comes to political issues. So I think what we need to focus on is not that individual achievement or that individual gratitude. at the end of the day, it's about Liberia. If we can transform a nation so that we can compete, we can address the concerns from our neighbors like Ghana, Ivory Coast, and other places, I think we will be proud. We can walk around with our shoulders up high and say we are Liberians. Why it is true that these things can be done today because of who we are as Liberians, based on the past, we can still institute those very things that we now have forgotten that existed yesterday. So competition is not a bad thing. All right. Let us consider and embrace the idea of competition. It only put us in the position to maintain our sanity and continue to remain abreast of the day-to-day activity so that we can understand innovatively it is important for all of us to move forward. With that said, I want to say to you in closing, um, the issue of people wanting to deceive our people with their political stunts, the likes of Steve Bully, Sekou Kane, and few other personalities who believe in the true transformation of Liberia will not sit quietly and allow this to happen. I have seen where our mothers are now taken to the forefront. I saw Yasendi, all right, and bravo to you, says Yasendi. Yasendi and others were in Liberia conducting, civic education. Bravo to you. All right. Regardless of who you may have been pushing for your political, on your political agenda, at the end of the day, you are still giving the people some level of understanding as to why it's important. Titus, I might have to call you back. I'm on the show, okay? I'll call you back when I get off the show. All right, bye. So it's very important that all of us consider reason to continue to push forward for a better Liberia, because a better Liberia represents all of us. You all celebrate the achievement of George Weah today, his soccer achievement, but that was an individual achievement. Today, we are talking about a collaborative national achievement. What can we do to draw tourists to our country? In order for us to do that, we have to create the enabling environment. And if that requires us to have to go in our uncomfortable zones to make the case, I think it is very important that we do that. We forget our division and look at Liberia as a country that deserves better. Liberia at this point feels like a mother, a twin mother who feels like both her kids have abandoned her because of the differences. Both kids gone separate ways and they have literally just turned their backs on her. And she's now just asking neighbors or foreigners to help her out. We cannot turn our backs on Liberia. It is very, very, very important. And finally, to say this, I just want to say to every media platform out there that believe in the idea of preaching the truth to the people of Liberia, let us not base our discussion on sensational topics. Let it not be based on the ideas of trying to sensationalize the discussion in order to gain some level of popular quality or quantity. Excuse me. Quality should be our focus. Our people deserve better, and let us do that. With that said, my brothers, I want to say thanks to all of you for being a part of this conversation. And those of you who contributed financially, bravo to you. Because
And love why you telling the people thank you. The person that was on the phone, the last person that was on the phone is that a king who said he will contribute. Yes, indeed, he contributed $100 to Zelle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because he didn't say don't come on me, so I just put it there. Because I mean, I let to thank people, I let to recognize people today and thank you in public.
Right.
Even though we still live, a lot of people already left, but people can't listen to it again. That I came because when you were talking, people will stay here. But we still closing now. A lot of people leaving now, but people will listen to it later on too. Those that are here can stay here. That I came, they did contribute.
Right.
And
so yeah, and again, with that said, I just want to say thanks to everybody for their contribution, and thanks to you guys again for the invitation. Twice.
Always, man.
I've always
and let me say that before you go though, your contribution is valid. It's very, very important. We may not agree on everything, right?
Right.
But based on your understanding, your idea, our argument back and forth, a lot of people can learn from us.
Right.
And eventually, I'm not in it to show some political supremacy
Right.
over you, or neither you are doing that.
Yes.
We are here to, exchange idea, right?
True.
People can learn from us,
Right.
and if we find a common ground, we agree with each other on some issues.
Right.
So your presence here is an added value. We appreciate it, like everybody else. But trust me, this place is your place, as always. Before we got to this point, I build my platform, right?
Right.
Well, there are a lot of things I've learned from a lot of friends. I used to call you sometime, man. I don't understand the party when it comes to the IT aspect. I will always call you. Me, I'm never shy away from asking people if I don't know anything. So you all contributed to SKTV. So where we are today is a contribution of everybody. We appreciate you, and this is your place anytime. Amen. Let us know. If you need us on your platform, let us know. It's the same platform.
No. The only time I need my platform is when the girls are on there. That's when Steve comes up. Every time I invite
him,
no. When I'm on, he don't come. Every time I invite him, said no. Oh. But when the girls are on, then Steve is all energized. He wants to come on there. But anyway, he know what it is.
Yeah. So thank somebody else sent $5. The person didn't say I'm not calling. I'll call any Lucia. Lucretia sent $5. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody that sent penny, we announce it. So yeah, so the cash app now is at 170. It was 165, so 170 now. So Steve,
well, gentlemen, thank you. Hey there. Let's have a good day. Good week so far. It's good to be here as always. Segu, your closer out.
Oh, we live in we appreciate everybody that give money.
But let me say the last thing though. I stand with what I said from day one, that Vice President Joseph Yuma Braga will not run, and I hope he gets better. I wish him well. I wish his family well, and I hope his children will step in. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, everybody. And Lofa, my man. They are friend here that troublemaker.
That boy loved to be in the street. He loved to just cause trouble.
Yeah, he may never put it because him.
Exactly. Me and you not in all those shoes.
All right, my man. Thank you.
No problem, bro. Thanks for the invitation.
Hey. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It was gonna be. D12 on the beat. If nobody talks about you,